like to use a lot of language that is not too kind when it deals with Black Americans. I wonder who it is that they got that from. So, as you can clearly see, the title of the live stream is True Americans at Their Best, slash, This is America. And it is true because the people that you're going to see here are American. And you got maybe one where it took place somewhere else. But as you see clearly on the picture, it says, but who are Black Americans solid with? Because again, we had the May Day protests some days ago, and you had some Black women there get arrested. And one of them said that they were there for solidarity and solidarity forever. So again, we're trying to figure out who are Black people specifically solid with, because case in point, we can look at this example. Right. And again, this is somebody who I showcased in a live stream and brought you guys a video about by the name of Shiloh Hendricks, who is the brand new True American folk hero at this moment in time. And she is almost, as I've stated before, if she lets this go for about a good week, she'll have probably $1 million+ dollars. She is currently at 630K, but not only is she at 630K, but the grifting is real with this woman. So she is taking pictures online, also with a specific word being used while she is doing these type of pictures. Shout out to James Hudson, who is currently in the chat at this moment in time. But again, this is Shiloh Hendricks. This is who True Americans are deciding that they want to support at this moment in time. And a lot of them are stating that they're doing it out of spite because of how they feel about the Carmelo Anthony and the Austin Metcalf situation. And again, as I've stated before, the weirdest thing about that is that there were other instances that were very similar to that same instance, but for whatever reason, True Americans didn't want to lose their minds, nor did they want to show support to the family of which lost their loved one, right? They weren't losing their minds trying to make this a whole thing dealing with race or whatnot or whatever, even though John McCaff, who was the father of Austin McCaff, specifically stated that this is not a race issue. But yet, you know, it is what it is. So True Americans, aka Caucasians, are going out of their way to make this woman who wanted to stand 10 toes down on the types of verbiage towards, you know, quote unquote, Black people that she wanted to use on a playground against a Black autistic child, right? So let's get directly into the videos.
His name is Gordon Wagner.
Okay.
Do you know him?
I don't know Gordon Wagner.
But does he live at is it a 268 down here?
No, if I don't know him, why would I know where he lives? The only reason I stopped because I've had people steal stuff from my property. Well, I'm not saying it, but I've had it happen. And when
so this road is your road?
Okay, so my property.
No, I'm asking you if this road that we're
all
on.
the way back to the
But is this road that we're on your road?
Hold on, babe, just chill out.
So one question. He said that the Caucasian male stated that over time he's had people come up and steal packages, but he's not specifying who are said people, what they look like, who are stealing the packages. Notice how he wanted to generalize that versus specifically saying a color. A little bit weird. Let's continue.
So hold on, I'll let you talk. Hold on, I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk. But I really don't give a about you saying sorry. I made a mistake. I looked at it and I looked at my phone and then I saw you speed up. I wasn't gonna turn in your property. I'm a contractor, bro. I'm not stealing.
Yeah, you just.
All I was doing was trying to get out of my car and
No,
apologize to you.
you don't have to do that. Is it saying? But you should.
You want me to call
No,
the cops?
you can.
You
call,
can.
You call them.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, no, you're missing what I'm saying is
Dude, do you want me to start getting
we
mad?
can.
You can do whatever you want.
No, before I call the sheriff.
Call the sheriff. Call the sheriff. Please call the
You
sheriff.
missed the whole point. The whole point is.
I apologize, but you don't want to do that. You didn't want me to apologize.
Call the sheriff.
No, I didn't. You
Facebook, you piece
why would I put it on Facebook?
off this road.
Wow.
I'm calling Xfinity and said you were.
Call him. My name is Braxton Gardner. Call him right now. I'm away. My name is Braxton Gardner. I'm giving you my name because what I'm saying is you're missing the point. All you had to do was be nice.
Wow.
I really get on beat your.
I'm recording him.
And let you call
Babe, I'm recording him.
Goof mother.
Come out here.
No, come in the
I'm
street.
recording him.
I'm not your problem, though. I beat your right in the street.
I'm not gonna try to beat
Your ass right in the street.
I'm gonna invite you to my house.
No, I beat
your
Why
What
would
you
you?
talking
You need
about?
to
What you
back
talking
up,
about?
sir.
What you talking about?
Babe, give me your phone. I'm
talking
calling the
about? What you
police.
talking about?
You need to back up, sir. Babe, get back in the car, please. Braxton, get back in the car.
Come get this smoke.
Braxton, get back in the car. I'm finna call the police on him.
Goof
It's 500
285.
on this dirt road next to the Pine Field
It's okay. We calling the
Gardner
police.
Farm.
We calling the police for you, brother.
Pine Field Gardner Farm.
We'll see you in a second.
He said this. He went into this house, just ran us down. Look at this narrow road. He just ran us down. This is it. And this is where we were going.
So we were able to hear that, right? You had the guy try to state that he already, so the black guy, right? He was like, hey, you know, obviously we couldn't specifically find where it is that we were supposed to go. We were just trying to, you know, turn around and make sure we had the right, you know, area, whatnot, or whatever. And, you know, we were going to pull directly back out and whatnot, or whatever. And you saw the hostility, right? Just making sure that we all understood and saw the hostility that took place specifically with the Caucasian individual, and how it is that he wanted to start getting up in arms as the black guy was trying to explain. Yeah, the black guy and his wife directly, you know, in the car, and the dude was getting real hostile, real angry, real mad. Was you sit up there and get off this road, get off this road. You know, I've had people that have come through here and steal packages. And so hold on, so you mean to tell me that your house is at the driveway, right? Let me just rewind this real quick, right? So if we look at this very, very closely, this guy is right directly at his own driveway. Let's see if we can kind of right there, right? He's at his driveway. So he has to actually go all the way down a small, you know, dirt path to get directly to his house. And we can clearly see that there's a nice wooden fence there, right? So you mean to tell me that people drive down that road to come upon your dirt road leading to your house, drive all the way down that little road to get to your house, to come to your door, steal packages, and drive all the way out and hit the dirt road again to sit up there and leave? Huh? And you were going to state this directly to black people for what reason? What was the reason for you stating that, you know, people steal packages? Oddly enough, it's always people that look like him always stating that packages are being stolen in the area, but they never specifically specify who are the individuals stealing said package. A little bit weird to me. A little bit weird. And then once he started getting hostile, the black dude laughed it off. He was like, yo, I already know that you ain't really about that life, so I'm just going to let you holler. I'm going to let you talk. And then as he proceeded to get louder, the black dude was like, oh, you getting, oh, okay, no problem. I can sit up. Let me put this car in park real quick. My girl's she's still recording. No problem. I'm going to oblige. Let me just step direct. Let me take off my seatbelt. Let me get directly out of this car, and we can have it out directly at the street. You know what the true American said? He was like, nah. I don't want to do it on even ground. I don't want to do it, you know, out in the open where there's a balance, you know, directly here where anything can go. No. Let me bring you onto my property. Let me bring you into my yard, and then decide to have this quote unquote fight, because you already know what he's trying to do. He's trying to basically set the black dude up to say that, oh, this aggressive, large, angry black man came directly into my yard on my property, and I had no choice but to defend myself. That's what he was trying to do. That's why he hurried up, said what he said to try to antagonize and to get the black man angry enough to follow him down a little dirt path, directly to his house on his property so that he can say that, oh, I had no choice but to defend myself. I have my family directly in my car. I have kids directly in the home. And, I didn't know what else to do. That's all he was trying to do. And, it's funny to me that whenever videos show up like this, you never happen to hear true Americans wanting to speak or say anything. They pretty much like to stay silent. They say directly in the background. I'm like, it's real suspicious. Real suspicious. All you had to simply do was cut it short. He was like, hey, I didn't really know what neighbor it is that you're talking about. Yes, I do live here, but I don't know said neighbor. But it's a little bit weird because, again, true Americans like to say that, oh, I've been in this neighborhood for 1,000 years, so it's my family and my family's family. We know everybody around here, right? That's normally what we've heard in hundreds of videos from true Americans. But magically, this true American on a dirt road, right? This is not like a busy city. This is down south Georgia, dirt roads. So if you see a neighbor there, chances are very great you're going to sit up there and run into them. Your chances are you're going to see them every once in a while, at least somewhere during the year. You're going to actually run into those people and see them, say hi, wave, whatnot, or whatever. Somebody's going to slowly drive by, like, oh, you got a brand new Ford that looks pretty nice. You want to go catch a beer? You want to come to the barbecue? It's going to be stuff like that. But magically, he didn't know the person that was a few feet from his home down the road that had a nice metal gate. Oddly enough, didn't know anything about that place. A little bit weird. But again, this is what it looks like when a true American wants to try to confront. They want to try to cause problems. They want to try to antagonize a black man into doing something so that they could have justifications or a justifiable reason for the actions that they decide to do and or commit to. Because notice how he wasn't trying to call the police. He was like, I'll sit up there and call the sheriff. The brother literally gave his full name. He gave his full name and job and everything. He was like, call the company. Matter of fact, I'll give you the company name. Matter of fact, you're going to call the sheriff. I'll stay right here. Here is my full name, first name, last name. Notice how with all of that identifiable information, he did not relay that to the local law enforcement. I wonder why. He had all the time in the world to call the police. He even threatened to call the police. And he did nothing. He ran. I wonder why. But anyways, let's continue.
Blood is boiling right now.
No, you're not American.
No, not American.
Not originally, no. You're from India.
I honestly can't even believe something like this is a real thing.
I was born in America.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I
saw
was.
Your passport.
We were just in this altercation with this lady who was giving us a really hard time, telling my kids, to shut up. And I lost it and said, you don't have a right to talk to my kids like that. And then the rest of this is what she said.
I'm a
Your family is from India. You have no respect. You have no rules. You think you can push everyone? Push. That's what you think you are. You guys are crazy.
Indian people are crazy. You told me to have some more curry, right?
Yeah, here.
Have some more curry?
To record your tandoori
Please
ass.
do. My tandoori ass, wow.
Yeah, your tandoori sticky ass.
Wow.
Yeah. Want some more?
Please, by all means.
Want some more?
Sweetheart, I'm about to... No, you can remove her, though, for being rude and racist right now. Can you do that, or no?
Okay, so these guys, they're taking...
Listen, she's been on the bus, cussing and screaming. She started calling racist slurs to this nice family. Didn't do anything. She doesn't need to be on this bus. She needs to go on the other bus. She's making me uncomfortable.
So quick update. The police are looking to arrest her. She was incredibly abusive. Her husband got in my face and all this nonsense. But United handled this like a champ and basically is going to put her on a no-fly list. So, yep. Crazy people.
Now, again, I'm just trying to showcase something real quick. Why would it be that on a bus, right at the airport, traveling to and from the airport, that a Caucasian woman true American, decided that she wanted to antagonize, verbally go after a Indian man and tell him, pretty much go back to where it is that you came from. You're not American, you're this, you're that's a little bit weird. Because like I said before, dealing with America, I don't know Indians from India really causing problems, causing any type of issues. Why would this true American decide to go after a minority such as this man in front of you? He seems calm, cool, pleasant, level headed, even while he was being berated in front of everybody, including in front of his kids on that bus. He was still cool as a cucumber. But yet she was just going off. She was just really in there. And then after the police came and she, the problem had to be presented, you saw how she go directly in the victim mode. Oh, well, I'm just an innocent, true American. And, realistically, what was happening to me is that, I didn't like the fact that, they were taking pictures of me and all this other. What are you talking about? It needed to be recorded because you were acting completely ignorant, stupid. Like, what are we talking about here? And this is the same type of victim games that true Americans like to play whenever it is that they get caught up in these situations. It's some crazy work. 100% crazy work, but yet they want to try to make it seem like, oh, it's the blacks. They're the ones that they're the only ones that see race. They're the only ones that want to treat people a certain type of way. It's not us. It's not us. We've never seen it. We've never been this way. It's always the blacks. But yet we got an Indian man that is going through this situation. And then before that, we already had a black couple that were just simply asking for directions so that they can get to a home because the black man is a contractor. But yet the true American wanted to bring up some type of thievery that was going on in the area. That seems a little bit weird. It seems like you're trying to blame it on a specific demographic without bringing up the race of the specific demographic. A little bit weird to me. Oh. But like I said, this is why things need to be recorded, right? And again, like a lot of people like to say, especially the true Americans, like, oh, why does everything have to be about race? Why do you guys always have to make things about race? Well, why did she make it about race when it dealt with this Indian man who was doing nothing to her? Why did she just decide to turn directly to him on a bus and decide to just lay on this verbality, as I would like to say? Why would she decide to do that? Again, there are no answers. There are no reasons, right? But let's continue.
Go back to Korea. I'm born in the United States. You're not. You're a moron. Aren't you?
Now I want y'all to pay attention, right? Obviously, this must be in let's say like Koreatown or Little Korea, right? This is somewhere on the West Coast, more than likely. And you saw the Caucasian woman deciding that she wanted, for whatever reason, she decided, and again, this is the model minority who doesn't do anything in America, right? Decided to come into their area, specifically stating that they're this, that, and the third, and that they need to go back to Korea. Seems a little bit weird to be focused again, yet on race, on very specific things, dealing with a group of people, and then in turn trying to tell them, being the person that you are, not even originally from America, you turning around and telling them that, oh, you need to sit up there and go back to where it is that you come from. Woo, that's some crazy work. And this is when I happen to state that whenever it is that things like this take place to other people, you will see other true Americans sit idly by and watch. So when we look directly at the bottom left-hand corner, who do we see directly at that restaurant enjoying themselves, eating Asian food, eating Korean food? We see another true American. At what point in time in this video did we see this true American that's eating this Korean food decide to stand up for the Asian people that were being, berated by the types of verbiage from that true American woman? Not at all. Not one iota at all. He stood right there in silence, in solidarity with that woman. He was like, "Well, I might feel the same way, but I'm enjoying this food, and I'm not going to make this a spectacle, nor do I need to, because this is not the time or the place. You're on your own. Even though I agree with you, you're on your own." And that's what I talk about all the time. If all of you true Americans say that you guys are not the same, then you need to actually stand up and say something, right? You need to actually represent the other half of you, as you would like to say, that are not like the woman that we were just able to see within that, 17, 20, whatever, second clip. But yet y'all sit idly by like this man here, and y'all just sit there and enjoy yourselves. Y'all enjoy the show and all of the festivities. That's being a silent accomplice. You see it, you understand it. You should be trying to right the wrong there and call her directly out and shame her for what it is that she's doing, but you opt not to sit up there and do it. Some diabolical work. Again, same people that seem to be really obsessed and focused about race, ethnicity. It's weird. And like I said, for her to just come directly there for what? What was the whole reason for you to make a spectacle? And then you want to sit up there and knock over and break their dishes for what? That makes no sense. And then when the police inevitably come and they just so happen to be Asian, you decide that you want to start being a victim and you want to start falling to the floor because they're trying to arrest you. And then you got the other Asian cop there. He's just sitting up there laughing at it. It's like, dog, this ain't nothing. Like, this is what I be talking about all the time. For a lot of the Asians out there, this is not a laughing matter. This is very dangerous, but I get the fact that you're going to laugh at it because you don't really suffer from the types of dangers when you have a woman like this deciding that she wants to antagonize and she wants to use certain wordings when it deals with a specific group, meaning you. Nor do you have to deal with her lies potentially harming your population historically. So I get it. You can sit up there and like laugh and clown, like, oh, this is just funny. She's just, a crazy woman. She's just ignorant. She's off her man. Right. Those are the excuses. Those are the things that a lot of Asians will say. Instead of being horrified and mortified by what it is and how it is that she is deciding to act at this moment in time, knowing how dangerous her type of speech and rhetoric directly is. Like I said before, didn't we have things like this going on during the pandemic where Asians were afraid, where Asians were being blamed for specific things at that moment in time? I'm just trying to figure out. It's crazy. It's diabolical. It is diabolical. Diabolical. It's crazy. So here we come. We at least got one that decided to be brave enough to decide to speak. We got locked and loaded. Of course, you're a true American. Everything with you is about weapons because that's the only thing that you guys know how to do is send things to extinction, right? Just like the natives in North America, right? So you said that the blacks, right, are the same demographics that glorify single motherhood, thug culture, and pride above, reason. The thug culture that you like to sit up there and talk about. When I looked at the FBI stats and I went over those one by one and I showed how y'all, your jerseys are in the rafters. It's crazy how it seems that you guys have a lot of negative actions against the family. And I mean the family of your demographic, the family in your community, your own families. And how you got a high propensity to do certain things that are negative, but you want to specifically talk about, one demographic when it deals with certain things, right? Thug culture, cool, no problem. The other detail with that quote unquote thug culture is the people that are actually profiting directly from that quote unquote thug culture. And overwhelmingly, it's not black people that have ownership directly over that. And nor is it black people that specifically wanted to push that directly out there and make that the point of view or the lens when it deals with black culture or being black in America in its totality. right? There are two groups out there that specifically are profiting from this and that are, making money hand directly over fist. And magically, one demographic is actually trying to take over rap and be the brand new face of rap at this moment in time. You can only guess who that is. It's not black, I can tell you that one. It's a little bit hilarious. But again, like I said before, if we're going to talk about, demographics, we should also talk about true Americans historically, factually, in the many of the things that you guys have specifically decided to do. It's crazy. So you said so you want to reply, I guess, back to Mo when I'm talking to you. And you said that the government has attacked family forever. What family? The government is not attacking your family. Why would your government attack itself? Why would the government attack you? It seems like you're trying to be a victim, right? Proof of which, let me go back up to the comment that you decided to write up here. You was like, whites are the global minority. That sounds like a personal problem. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is it that you suffer from ED and low population? Whose fault is it that your own women don't want to procreate with you? Whose fault is it that you have the highest divorce rates? Right? Because again, people like to say that, black people don't get married and black men don't want to marry black women and yada, yada, yada. We don't take care of responsibilities. So that would then in turn, if we were to look at you, that means that you take care of your kids, you take care of the family and the house. So you would also have the highest marriage rate and the highest divorce rate in the United States if we're supposed to go by what it is that you guys like to normally state. You said you're racially divisive like Al Sharpton. You don't want a solution because you profit off of the grift. The funniest thing is whenever it is that black people point out things historically, somehow, some way, you guys want to pull up to the scene and be like, "Oh, you guys are just grifters, and all you guys, you guys just make money, purely off of race and da da da." You know how many times I've seen black content creators who are not even in anything sociological, or political, and they're just playing video games. And I happen to see people like you, Locked and Loaded, come directly to their live streams or their content, and you want to specifically start throwing out racism. You want to start throwing out slurs, and I wonder why is that. Why, for dear God, why would you want to come to somebody's live stream, your people, your ilk? Why would you want to come to somebody's live stream and start throwing racism? They're just making video games. They're doing live streams. But yet I see this day in and day out. Matter of fact, Corey Kenshin, who made his own manga, it's your people who are purely attacking him. It's your people and other non-black Americans who are coming after Corey Kenshin, and you guys are attacking him because he came up with something that you guys want to masquerade. But what it really is that it's not Japanese. It's not actually a manga, so don't call it that. And you're trying to gatekeep something that's not even your culture. If the Japanese, if the Asians want to specifically come at Corey, then so be it. You as a American, a true American, have no rhyme or reason for trying to gatekeep something that is not yours. But yet I forgot. You feel that anything that is Asian belongs to you, including the women. Some crazy work. It's diabolical in nature. It's a lovely thing. So it's a lovely thing, and like I said before, the reason why I'm doing this live stream is so that the trolls that come directly up here, they can't specifically try to say that, oh, why do you only, you guys always trying to make it seem like it's just you that go through this. I'm highlighting everybody except for you because, you don't actually go through this, just to be honest, just to be real. Just like Lock and Load said, he was like, oh, we're the global minority directly in the world. Whose fault is that? That's all I'm trying to figure out. Whose fault is it that you are a global minority? It's not mine. It's not mine. So again, for anybody else in the background that wants to bring that up as some type of thing, you better be checking yourself, your demographic. You might want to be checking your sperm count. You might want to check the eggs of your women. Because matter of fact, let me put it to you like this. Let me put it as a twofold thing, right? So your own women of your own community don't want to procreate with you. Don't really even want to get married, leaving and going everywhere else, right? And then historically speaking, black women have raised your kids, raised your families, so much so that the kids were getting milk from black women because your woman couldn't sit up there and produce. So not only do the men suffer from ED and low birth rates, but also the women could not even feed their own kids from their own bodies. And depended on black women to sit up there and do it. And then this is when the black women basically became the mother of the house, where those kids who are not even hers would look up and actually honor that woman. If that black woman who was feeding those child, raising them, bathing them, feeding them, reading stories to them, if she told them like, yo, go take your bath, they're doing it at the drop of a dime. They're doing it. Let you as the mother, a true American, tell those kids to do anything. They're not listening. And they'll actually tell you, you're not my mom. Oh, that has to sting. That has to hurt. It's some crazy work. And you can only blame yourselves at the end of the day for everything that is taking place. Because you guys don't want to talk about the fact that you have such a fetishized and lustful nature when it deals with black Americans, especially when it dealt with slavery, because you looked at us as property. You felt like you can do any and everything. And that was from both sides, from the true American women and the true American men. And y'all were both dibbling and dabbling with both parties. Crazy work. And then once you guys will get found out and caught, you then want to do the classic of what you guys like to do. Oh, it was the slaves' fault. They did this, they did that. And then you call the boys and y'all want to sit up there and have a picnic. Y'all want to sit up there and have a party, right? Y'all want to, make some ornaments. It's crazy how that works. It's crazy how the perpetrators want to now be the victims, when the perpetrators have always stated that they could never be victims in a society or a world of which they created for themselves. Look at that. And this is why I keep trying to tell y'all, it's like you got two choices. You can either be Lois Lane or you can be Wonder Woman. You can't be both. And y'all try to have your cake and eat it too. It's crazy how that works. But yet y'all always try to say that black Americans are the ones that have a victim mentality. But yet, locked and loaded, you came up here and told us that white people are the global minority in this whole world. Again, for anybody in the background that's sitting back there listening to my voice, I'm a black American, and I'm asking any and every one of you, whose fault is that? Because you're not going to tell me that, oh, it's the blacks. No, you're not. Because black Americans have nothing to do with Europe. We have nothing to do with anything, going over there. So that's y'all. We don't got nothing to do with your low birth rates directly in Australia, in Europe, in the UK, wherever it is, in North America, in Canada, wherever it is that you hold dear, wherever it is that you set foot and you made people go extinct and you stole that land on top of stealing their identity. We have nothing to do with that. I guess the same way that the universe watched you steal people's lands and identity, the universe is like, in return, we're going to steal your ability to be able to reproduce. I guess that's a fair trade, right? I guess. Just wondering. Anyways, let's continue.
John, this lady is picking up her.
Oh, wow.
She just punched Christina.
Whoa.
I have it on video. Babe, you have the baby. Babe, you have the baby.
I'm on the beach.
Babe, you have the baby. Babe, you have the baby.
I'm so sorry now.
Babe, you have the baby, but you have the baby. And she's crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy. Two women. Again, I got it all on video. All on video.
You came at me with the umbrella.
All on video. Grace and move, because she's crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's where I'm at. I'm on the same time, Christina. So you let me know. And I'm on that time. I'm on the same time. I'm on that same time. I'm on the same time. I'm ready to that up too. I'm on the same time as you, Christina. You tell me the word, and it's over. Babe,
Call your mom. Call your mom.
babe.
Get the out of my face. Keep coming
Call your
at me.
mom. Call your mom.
Tell him to get the out of my
Call your
face.
mom.
She's crazy.
Keep calling me crazy. I'm not crazy. At least I'm not black. You all get every time.
She's 30, by the way.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. She looks like 45.
She about to be viral.
I don't look 45, you Yes. Keep going. Yes. Don't tempt me. I know how to shoot. You know how to shoot. Good for you.
A lady here that she saw two women that's at the beach here.
Keep recording. Just keep tempting me. I am. I'm going to keep recording.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you.
punched somebody and then
And she came at me with an umbrella.
and then someone came at her with an umbrella.
So we saw that, right? So I want to give a shout out to another great troll directly out here because I love these comments. We got somebody by the name of Krista York. She said the reality is every race on this planet has been enslaved and enslaved others. Africans are still enslaving one another today as the Arabs. South Africa is currently committing a white genocide. Get real. And again, we have the Caucasians coming up here trying to portray themselves as victims. It's some diabolical work. You know, the crazy thing is, it's great, right? Everybody else has been enslaved, but those people should be really dealing with that, right? So if Africa has been enslaved, right, deal with Europe. Black Americans, we've been enslaved. We're going to deal with America. So I'm a little bit confused on why it is that whenever it is that Black Americans are very strict on what it is that they're talking about, you guys want to move the goalposts. Like, oh, but everybody has been enslaved. So now you're victims? So you're telling me that a whole nother so let me get this straight, Christina. So you're telling me at this moment in time that you guys were weak enough that you allowed another group that doesn't look like you to enslave you and your people, to put you in bondage. Is that what I'm hearing? But you guys are supposed to be He-Man, masters of the universe. You've modernized society. You modernized this whole planet, right? You are the ones that supposedly freed the blacks, right, and gave us the world and everything that we have at this moment in time in the United States. And the only thanks that you guys get from us is us being ungrateful, right? And you guys like to say that we're racist towards you, right? That sounds like somebody trying to paint themselves and portray themselves as a victim. And it's very funny and ironic that it's you as a Caucasian woman that's doing it, because you guys are the greatest storytellers in lives. It's some crazy work. You are the main reason that a lot of Black towns and cities are underwater. Our lakes and ponds have been made and rolled over into strip malls. You are the reason that a lot of our grave sites are no longer here. We cannot identify a lot of our history that has been here for hundreds of years. You're the reason why it is that somewhere in your attic or your family's attic or somebody within your community's attic in a treasure chest, you got the residuals of a lot of our ancestors. It could be a finger or some type of appendage. It could be a rib cage or whatever it is. It's your people who specifically were so afraid of Nat Turner that you wanted to, let's say, turn him into a drink, so that you can just absorb and get rid of any of the essence, because you felt that if you buried him, that, hey, he was going to come back and everything was going to start again. It was your people that would turn, certain types of, let's say, skin, right, directly into lampshades, Bibles, shoes. It was your people who would specifically use the hair of slaves as filling in pillows and couches. It was your people who would use Black slaves as footstools in children's toys. And you're going to come up here and you're going to try to tell me as a Black American man that you're a victim. How the mighty have fallen, Christina. How the mighty, like I said, I can't even, I'm not even sure the correct wording that I could even use for you and your people at this moment in time. Because like I said, at one moment in time, you guys had it, right? Black people were completely afraid of you. When we had to walk down the street, even if it was on the other side, we couldn't even look over there. We had to look our noses down at the ground, at the concrete. And if you decided to even cross the way to come over to any of our shops, no, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Mr. White Man, let me open the door for you. Let me carry it. What you shopping for, sir? Let me sit up there and help you. Right? It was all of that. And now what happened? Look at you. Nowhere, you're a former shell of what it is that you used to be. Used to be 12 or 40 million strong in the United States with the hoods and everything, white cloaks, being wizards. You're a wizard, Harry, right? Just doing all of your sorcery all around, right? It's crazy work. How the mighty have fallen, how your power is no longer where it used to be. But I guess, like I said before, the reason that you don't have that power anymore is because you can't keep up your end of the bargain, right? Because as I stated before, if you go to a certain individual, a certain entity, and you ask for power, you will receive and get it. But in the longevity of that contract, there's going to be a lot of things from you that are going to be asked. You're going to have to accomplish certain things, like, hey, we're going to need a certain number of lives that you're going to have to sit up there and sacrifice. And y'all were able to do that during slavery when it dealt with black people. You were able to go to and from and do all of those things, right? But now it got to a point where you don't have exactly the exact same laws, rules, and regulations that you once had, and black people are no longer property. So you can't do it in droves and in masses like you used to be able to. So now, because you can't keep up your end of the bargain, you can't keep up the end of the contract. Now the deal is a little bit more personal. Now, instead of you having to give over the lives and everything else of other people, now it has to specifically come from you. So this is why when we look at society, we see the rates of weapon ownership, and we also see the rates and the declines of your population. We see the rates of alcohol, and we see the rates in the decline of people deciding to, hey, I'm going to sit up there and take this and dibble in that, and they no longer exist. We see the rates of drug use, and then we look at your population. We see your elderly, we see you, we see your kids, and we see your babies, all gone, all vanishing. And then we also look at the fact of the GMOs and the genetic engineering that is going on directly out here. And we can see that your population rate is not the same. It's pretty much, if it keeps going this way, you're going to be looking like Korea. You're going to be looking like Japan, who are in the negative. They're selling more adult diapers than child diapers. Pretty soon in Korea, they're going to be at a point in time where they're not going to have preschoolers. They're not going to have a head start. And that's going to be you in the United States, in America, because of the contracts, because of, the energies that you wanted to decide to dibble and dabble directly with, because you don't actually understand. There are known knowns and unknown knowns, and you want to dibble and dabble in the most powerful things that you don't even understand. You've never even seen the face of, but you're like, hey, it's good enough just so I can have a little bit more power, just so I can be up here. I'll sacrifice everything. And this is what you do. You cut off your nose to spite your face. This is what you're doing. And I'm loving it. Shout out to Mickey D's. I'm loving it. You got to have it your way all of these years, and this is where we are. And you got the nerve to come directly up to me as a black American, and you want to try to be on a soapbox talking about, oh, everybody was victims of slavery. Everybody was enslaved. Let's talk about you don't care nothing about Africans. Let's just be honest. Because what is it? Christy, Miss York, you're not going to go over to Africa to free any slaves over there. You're not going to do that. Leopold of Belgium had a whole group of slaves. He had a rubber plantation. He slew anywhere in between a number of 5 to 15, if not more, million of the Congolese. And he's from Belgium, little old Belgium. And this is what he did to the African people. But where were your people at? Chris, what is your name? Krista York. Where were your people at? Matter of fact, where were all of the true Americans that knew that this was going on during that time to speak up for the Congolese? Oh, that's right. Y'all were complicit in those actions because you did not care, because it was not affecting you, because you viewed Africans and Black Americans as your property, as slaves, as subhuman. Well, here we are. Here we are, champ. Here we are. Oh, sweetheart, you're hurting my feelings here. You're saying that I'm generalizing. Hold on, I got you. Let me just mark. Let me give a hold on. Let me just roll back real quick because I had some comments up here. Let me just roll all the way back. Right. I want to make sure I get Miss York in all of her glory, all of the full glory. Right. So one of your comments, you said that you, in all caps, are talking about generalizing white people. No one again is a victim, but you just clearly said that there are victims out there. You obviously have people that enslaved, and then you have people that are slaves. So within that, you have people that will be and are victims. So what are you talking about here, right? You can't even, pay attention to the stuff that you wrote. And then you said that your own prejudice and racism is screaming. No one alive today did any of that. Were you not the one that decided to bring up slavery? Didn't you just sit up there and talk? Like, how are you going to say that nobody alive is doing any? What are you talking about? The woman, Carolyn Bryant, was the one that took the life of Emmett Till. What are you talking about? Like, are you stupid? Or are you stupid? Like, what, like, medically speaking, like, are you just stupid? Are you just that far gone where you don't even realize that the things that took place when let's say Jim Crow and segregation, North America, you do know that a lot of those people are still alive. Matter of fact, you might be from that timeline, because I say it, I don't even have to look at your picture, and I know that you're older than me. I know for a fact that you're older than me by miles. So like I said, you're from a time period of which, hey, guess what? People were, in fact, still enslaved. In some areas around the United States, slavery did not specifically just get eradicated up until the 70s. But it's crazy that you want to sit up here and say that, oh, nobody's victims, you're generalizing, and nobody alive today is yada, yada. Okay. But those bloodlines, those families are still alive. Those bloodlines and those families. But I guess you don't want to go that far. So let me see. The next one, you said that you're accusing and demonizing white people today for white people's past actions. Do you want to be held accountable for your parents' actions, let alone ancestors? That is victimhood. Well, matter of fact, this is York. As a Black American, let me know what my ancestors, Black American ancestors, did to yours. Let me know. Let me know. And let me know if my ancestors did anything negative to yours. Was it due to the fact of how it is that they were treated, deemed, and seen? Was it a reaction? Because I can promise you that Black Americans were not going out here and trying to go into your towns and cities and burn them down. We weren't trying to burn crosses and pull people out of homes, and we weren't mobbing out and doing all of this stuff. It's about to be a race war, right? That's not us still saying that in 2025. It's your people at this moment in time still talking about, oh, there's a race war. It's about to happen. It's simmering. It's almost here. I guess so. If that's what you're looking for, if that's specifically what you want to happen, you will get specifically what it is that you want. Like I said, you're going to keep dibbling and dabbling in all types of energies, and you are going to find out what it is that you are dibbling and dabbling directly into. Right? Let's continue. I want to give a shout out to Dre for the $5 dono. Dre said, the world may still have slavery, but it's only Africa whites, Arabs, and other specifically went out of their way to enslave Africans. Shout out to Dre for the $5 dono directly to the channel. So next, we're going to try to, again, have Miss York in all of her glory. So next, she stated that, LOL, it's insane you're pushing racism towards white people today based on what people did in the past. American populations all around is down. Black Americans are having the most, what's written. The funniest thing is, you want to list Black American population is not a population that you even care about, but you want to try to list it to try to grandstand. I want to bring up specifically that it wasn't that long ago that your kids would have certain types of packs. You would have the pregnancy pact, which I literally seen on television shows that you guys were putting directly out there. You had your 14, 15, 16-year-old daughters on national TV being straight dummies, getting pregnant, having pregnancy packs. What type of idiot? What type of community would agree on nonsense like that? And then you want to put that out there to the masses? What? And then you had that, what was it, on TLC or MTV or VH1, whichever station it was your station. You decided to put that out there. You thought it was a good idea. You seen what happened with rap music, right, in the black community. You thought that this was going to be a good stupid. 100% stupid. So on top of having those pregnancy packs, you know what other packs that they have that are more detrimental to society? They had some, some other packs where people would no longer be here. Don't want to talk about that one, do you? Matter of fact, that pact is still going on to this day by the way of your kids and your communities deciding to dibble and dabble in a variety of different narcotics, and oops, they're no longer here. So the same exact way that you can try to bring up and talk about the black community's population, I can talk about your population as well. It might not be specifically in the exact same way, but hey, the ends justify the means, I guess, right? But again, we're not looking at a negative. Our population, from everything that we've had for the longest time possible, has been stable. Yours is in a decline, so much so that your own mainstream medium, your own news, your own blogs, your own vice president had to come out and tell you that I want you guys to have more babies. Crazy work. Let me see what else we got. So next, you said, in all of your glory, you said that you are generalizing all white people just so you can talk. You have no idea what you are talking about. You have no idea what I've done or do. Keep talking and spreading hate, my guy. Good luck to you. The craziest part is, I want the class to understand that I specifically put together this live stream to showcase that this type of rhetoric and nonsense is coming from one group. And it's happening to all of the groups out here. So I showcased an Indian man. I showcased a black couple. I showcased a black woman or black women. I showcased Asians. That was quite a few people there that I showcased that, oddly enough, the same demographic is stating the exact same things. Like I said, it's a little bit weird. America is supposed to be welcoming. America is supposed to actually care about everybody who comes here. America is supposed to be a melting pot. But yet it seems that people want to unmelt what is in the pot, right? They want to try to re-separate the ingredients. Seems a little bit weird to me, right? But I thought that was what made America great. So they say. So let's see if we got anything else from the York directly in the comment section. Let me see here. I'm just trying to make sure that we catch everything, because like I said, I try not to, miss comments here, right? I'm just trying to make sure I happen to, get people. I try to oblige and, be very kind and very civil whenever it is that people come directly and darken my doorstep. I'm not going to welcome you in, but I have a conversation. Shout out to sinners. I'm gonna have a conversation. Not going to welcome you in, but anyways, seems that Miss York is out of here. Seems like she is completely done. And we're going to go back to talking about this video here. So just so that people can be very clear on specifically what took place, let's go back and re-listen to this.
Picking up her.
Oh, wow.
She just punched Christina.
Whoa.
I have it on video. Babe, you have the baby. Babe, you have the baby.
I'm on the beach.
Babe, you have the baby. Babe, you have the baby.
I'm so far now.
Babe, you have the baby, but you have the baby. And she's crazy. She's crazy.
There's a
She's
lady who
crazy.
asked him a something.
Two women. Again, I got it all on video. All on video.
You came at me with the umbrella.
All video. Grayson, move, because she's crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's where I'm at. I'm on the same time, Christina. So you let me know. I'm on that time. I'm on the same time. I'm on that same time. I'm on the same time. I'm ready to that up too. I'm on the same time as you, Christina. You tell me the word, and it's over. Babe,
Call your mom. Call your mom.
babe.
Get the out of my face. Keep coming at me.
Call your mom.
Tell her to get the out of my
Call your
face.
mom. You gotta calm down.
She's crazy.
Keep calling me crazy. I'm not crazy. At least I'm not black. You all get every time.
She's 30, by the way.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. She looks like 45.
She about to be viral.
I don't look 45, you Yes. Keep going. Yes. Don't tempt me. I know how to shoot. You know how to shoot. Good for you.
A lady here that she saw two women that's at the beach here.
Keep recording. Just keep tempting me.
I am. I'm going to keep recording.
Yeah,
Thank
she
you.
punched somebody and then
She came at me with an umbrella.
and then someone came at her with an umbrella.
So I want people to understand, right? Because I had to replay this video because we got sidetracked into some comments. You have this Hispanic woman that decided that number one, she decided to strike a black woman. Right at the very beginning, she decided to strike a black woman. And then number two, she made a crazy comment where she said, "At least I'm not black." Because the police basically harm you guys every single time, right? And that's a crazy statement to sit up there and make. I'm like, that's wild. I'm like, where did that even come from? On top of the fact that she wanted to use a slur 2 or 3 times. That's why you ended up hearing, throughout the video, there was a lot of bleeps directly in there, because even though it didn't catch in the captions, she still said it. And again, this is somebody that's a minority. But yet, like I told people before, because of how it is that they identify in the United States and how it is that they want to be in close proximity to whiteness, this is why you have people like her deciding that they can go after black Americans or black people and strike them with nothing happening, on top of the fact of using slurs, because they feel that they are on the exact same footing or level as the true Americans directly out there. So this goes back to something that I mentioned before, where it deals with this image that you see, where I said, but who are black Americans solid with? Because the quote unquote black women that were arrested, or at least one of them, said solidarity, and later she said solidarity forever. Who are black Americans solid with? Because I don't see anybody. Just to be real, just to be honest, I don't see anybody. And going back to the comment of Miss York, where she wanted to say that I don't know her or what it is that she's done. If you actually did the things that you said, or that you quote unquote within yourself know, you wouldn't have to speak on nothing. You could just sit back and calmly just listen and pay attention and learn. But you can't even do that. You can't even be silent within your own lies, so much so that you lie to yourself in order to make that a truth or a fact within your own mind, in your own reality. You can't even just sit on that. You have to, I just have to sit up there and tell you what I think. I got to tell you about myself. Nah, that's a guilty conscience. I don't know you from Adam or Sarah. You don't have to clear nothing for me. But obviously something that I'm saying a lot of the times through these live streams happens to knock directly at the door, and you guys want to just open up and let me in. Sounds like a personal problem. Just saying. Just you don't see me trying to knock on your door. You don't see me trying to step on your welcome mat. Nope, not at all. Not trying to go anywhere near your doorstep, but it'd be like that. It'd be like that. Anyways, let's continue.
Get out my car. Get out my car. Get out my car.
I had a very bizarre incident happen to me at the Venetian Hotel. I was pulling into the valet area and I noticed a security guard stopping the cars, and I assumed he was probably asking for keys, hotel keys, or maybe an ID. So he was stopping cars and just letting them pass, letting everybody pass. It was about 4 cars before me. And when he gets to my car, he looks at me and he's like, okay, pop your trunk. I'm like, what? Didn't ask for ID, didn't ask if I was a hotel guest, didn't ask anything. He asked me to pop my trunk. I'm like, why do I pop my trunk here? What is this about? I'm just pulling up to valet. And he's like, it doesn't matter. You need to pop your trunk. This is a security guard, a hotel security guard. This was not a hired police officer. It was not an off-duty police officer. This is a hotel security guard. And to my knowledge, they have to have a reason to ask you to open anything of your personal belongings, right? What are you looking for? Anyway, I say, I'm not going to allow you to do that. You're going to have to get your manager out here. And so he said, okay, I'm going to get my manager. So I pull over politely to the side and I wait for the manager. As I'm waiting for the manager, the security guard comes over and starts harassing me. And then he puts his hands in my car and puts his hands near my face. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Get out my car. 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 Get out my car.
And then the guy proceeds to say that I'm threatening him with bodily harm.
Threatening bodily harm to me.
Are you
and
kidding?
that my dog is attacking
It's okay.
him, like
I have
on
no
silly
video.
stuff on the radio.
Okay.
And then the police show up behind me. And as I'm waiting for the manager, this guy is talking about how I'm a disgrace to Martin Luther King and all this other stuff. And it was just like, what the is this guy talking about?
Dr. Martin Luther King is probably crying.
It was so ridiculous. So I just ignored him. It was
So, question. So, to any Caucasians out there, I just want to. This is the funniest thing to me, right? There are a lot of Caucasians and a lot of non-Black Americans that, whenever an instance comes up with Black Americans that they happen to have, they always want to bring up Martin Luther King. Notice they don't bring up Malcolm X or anything like that. They don't bring up Minister Farrakhan. Let's sit up there and talk about Martin Luther King, right? And they specifically want to try to tell Black people, oh, well, you know, this isn't MLK like, and what would Dr. King have to say, and just remember all the things that Dr. King fought. Y'all took the life of Martin Luther King. What are we even doing here? Like, it's crazy to me knowing the same people that had a hand, or that's a part of the bloodline, or that is a part of the agreements or the actions of taking the life of MLK, trying to attempt and take the life of his family and many others, are the same ones that want to quote him here. What are we doing? How does that work? Don't you got other leaders directly out there that are white, like Ulysses S. Grant or General Robert E. Don't y'all got somebody else that y'all need to sit up there and quote? Somebody that is you? Why would you want to sit up there and quote somebody that y'all actively sought to destroy and dismantle? That's a little bit weird to me. But like I said before, this is how the culture is. This is how the culture is. This is how they decide to move. And this is the same people that want to rewrite history, right? So whenever it is that they talk about MLK, they don't want to bring up how it is that they had a complicit hand in ending MLK's life. It's crazy work though, but let's continue.
that have to do with you trying to search my trunk. That's what Martin Luther King was fighting for y'all to doing that and stop thinking you're so entitled as white men and white women to search Black people's items. So the manager comes down and she's very confrontational, a white woman, and she comes with a security guard. And so they're taking my plates, they're taking all this information, and I'm trying to explain the situation. Like, I feel like I was discriminated against. Why am I being asked to pull over and check my trunk? And she's like, well, this is a part of the hotel policy. And I'm like, okay, well, show me the policy then. Show me the policy where it says that you are supposed to check people's trunks when they're entering the property.
Okay, because
so you have to leave the property
because
now.
I did what?
You have to leave the property.
How was it trespassing?
So I explained the policy, right?
Okay.
Then you stopped wanting to speak with me. Then you were uncooperative when I tried to speak with you.
I wasn't cooperative.
You also
I was very
tried to record
cooperative.
my
I told you
officer.
I did
You
because
also-
he had his hands in my car and he was in my face.
Okay, that's not what we have. So you're gonna be trespassed.
That's not what you guys have?
Yes.
Okay. So the policy that you're referring to, the 1 in 7, what's the policy
it's
exactly? Because I'm gonna look it up.
No, you totally can't.
Yeah.
You're
So
gonna call
referring to-
corporate, so corporate
Right.
will be able to explain that to you.
Okay. So you have that documented
Okay.
in the policy, right?
So, ma'am, you've been trespassed. When you call corporate, they'll be able to explain that policy to
The
you.
trespassing policy?
No, the trunk checks.
The
That is
trunk
a-
checks. Okay.
Both.
Then I would have to leave, or else I would have to face a misdemeanor, and that he would be calling the police, which he did call the police, because during this encounter, the police pulled up right behind me. And I know that the Venetian is a private property, but your rules and regulations and policies have to be reasonable. If the police can't even search my vehicle without proper justification or documentation per the Fourth Amendment, why would a random security guard be empowered to search somebody's car? That can open up so many issues. I had nothing in my trunk, absolutely nothing. But, you know, imagine Nevada is a legal state for a lot of things. Imagine if I had guns in my trunk or marijuana in my trunk, and those are legal, right? But he was entitled to search my trunk. So this security guard already belligerent and just out of character. You don't think that this man, if he found something, he wouldn't escalate it and make it horrible for me? Like it could have been a horrible situation for me, you know, a very innocent situation. So my question is, why is this rule allowed at the Venetian? And I feel like it's allowed so that they can randomly discriminate on individuals for whatever reason. They are empowering their underskilled employees. They haven't gone through proper police training. They haven't had psychological training. Why is Venetian empowering their management and their security to do something that is so dangerous and really be detrimental to an innocent, to contact the Venetian or escalate this as far as you can so that they can stop this policy, so that this policy can be removed?
So we heard that, right? We saw the fact of how it is that that non-black male felt that he had the full-fledged right and authority by way of God to put his hand into a black woman's car. That's ridiculous. Like I said, I don't care how private that business may be or seems or whatnot, or whatever. If the police have to follow laws, rules, and regulations, and they can't go against those without consequences, the same exact thing should happen directly for a hotel. On top of the fact that you decided out of all of the people that, oh, let me stop this black woman, oh, pop your trunk. I need to specific. I'm just going to stop you, and I need to, you know, specifically see, you know, what is in, you know, your trunk. And again, it doesn't make any type of sense because I think, as she stated before, that she was just delivering or whatnot or whatever. So I'm not sure why he would specifically need to see what's in the back of her trunk. This seems a little bit invasive. It doesn't make any type of sense, nor are you any type of a cop or anything like that that needs to do an investigation because you received a call and yada, yada, yada. And then you want to try to roll up to the scene and, number one, again, which is crazy, you want to bring up MLK. Again, makes no sense. Number two, you want to say that her dog is attacking you. Where? Well, because we don't see any type of footage or anything dealing with that situation. And then you decided that okay, we're gonna, you know, go get some management or whatnot or whatever. They're gonna, you know, list off to you the rules and everything like that, and you know, you're just not going to be coming, you know, right back here. This is why I've stated a multitude of times when it deals with the United States that Black Americans need to have their own. Because if we own our own hotel or whatnot or whatever, then we're not going to deal with instances. We're not going to deal with complications such as this, because it's like, oh, you did what to one of our, oh, you're fired. We're going to hire somebody else. Bring John in, let him know, you know, everything, set up the schedule, yada, 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 give him that's what's going to happen. When it deals with them, they can easily just do this and get away with it, and that's it. And this is again why I do my best to try to state to a lot of Black Americans that, hey, you know, pull back your support when it deals with a lot of these businesses because of the types of treatment that we have to endure, suffer, and go through by way of other people, you know, directly out here. Because again, it's ridiculous. At no point in time, and I'm just going to reiterate, that's a very dangerous situation for a Black woman to have to sit up there and deal with some random strange guy deciding to put his hand inside of your car. That is your personal space. That is your vehicle. He has no rights over that vehicle or whatever is inside of that vehicle. He doesn't at all. But this is what he felt that he was able to do. Very interesting. Very interesting. So again, hopefully with this video, you got a lot of black women out there. Be careful, because the same thing that happened to her could very easily happen to you or someone that you know. So next, let's go to another true American hit.
Racist piece of You're racist, dog. I'm racist? You're telling me to go back to China, mother. I'm an American citizen. You. You're not American. You. Not American. Who are you? You, mother. Get the out of here. Not American. Get the out of here, you racist piece of No, this mother told me to go back to China. You piece of Gotta get knocked the out. What? Sir, I have to drive off, man. Security's over here. Don't waste your time, man. Come on. You racist piece of no, sir, yeah, man. Come on. Don't waste your time. What a piece of I'm sorry, sir.
Right. So we heard that, right? And that was directly from a true American Trump supporter who decided to tell a Asian man that he needs to go right back to China. Now, where have we heard such rhetoric before? Matter of fact, I just want to point out somebody who decided to roll through the chat in class. I want you to read this comment along with me. This is what this person decided to state. Rachel said, "What in the world?" Had to blur that out because obviously, you know, these types don't know how to not cuss. She said, "What in the world is a non-black man?" What so Rachel, what does non-dairy mean? So we have dairy, right? And then we have non-dairy. Do we not understand what that means? We have black people and then we have non-black people. I'm a little bit confused on how you are specifically lost on what is stated. I'm a little bit confused. How do we get here? Because like I said, I don't drink dairy. I drink almond milk, right? So that would be non-dairy. While you yourself would drink dairy, specifically whole milk, right? I myself am a black American male. You, my friend, just more than likely just so happen to date non-black American males. Do we not understand how this works? Do we not see this? Like, it's crazy to me how y'all just pull up to the scene just to be stupid. And again, you're the same type of woman to pull up to a place and randomly magically might see a black guy that you're infatuated with because of his height or his skin complexion or whatnot or whatever, because of how he makes your giblets feel, and you'll decide that because you can't have him and you know how it's not going to work out for you with your fetishization and your imagination and your dreams, you decide to vilify and criminalize that black man by telling lies. Crazy work. Crazy work. Diabolical. But anyways, because we got, you know, Rachel here wanting to throw the conversation directly off instead of paying attention to the you know, the main video, I just want to showcase that. Oh, let me see if I can get this back in the window. Right, this clearly says Trump 2024. It says MAGA. Color me surprised when you have a true American out here that decides that they want to try to tell somebody who is Asian American to go back to China. Whoa, that's crazy work. Crazy work. That is diabolical. And you know, the funniest thing is they might have both voted for the same person. It's some crazy work to see the model minority getting treated in such a way, because I could have sworn that they were honorary. I guess not. I guess that card got revoked as soon as Trump got directly into office. And then this follows up with some of the other comments that I made, because this is I want y'all to note that this is the second video that I have here where it deals with a Caucasian deciding that they want to treat an Asian American a certain type of way. Crazy work. And then tell them to proceed to go back home. So when we had a Korean group, go back to where it is that you came from. And now we got a Chinese man, and he's being told by a true American to go back to where it is that they came from. Diabolical. And dare I say, we know that this man here, this Caucasian man here, is a Republican, staunch, heavy on the right. Dare I say that the woman that told the Koreans to go back to where it is that they came from, I promise you more than likely she's a Democrat. And this is why I tried to state, and that, again, that's just my theory, because I'm just looking at how it is that they were speaking. One was lighter tone, the other one was more heavy on the emphasis, right? And that's usually how it tends to go. Republicans are a lot more honest with their words. Democrats are a little bit more subtle here and there, a silent, jab and a knife in the back. It's that type of deal, right? Slow poison or heavy poison. Whichever one is still poison at the end of the day, which means they're both bad. Two wings, a part of the exact same bird, right? Two fangs, a part of the exact same snake. Both venomous. It just depends on which side you want to get bit by, the left or the right. Still going to inject all the same, but it's up to you. The choice is yours, Tom. Yeah, Tom. So now, let's go to the next video here.
You made me that way. Oh, I'm glad I got you on camera. Oh, she said word.
You're right, I did.
She said
that's like
word.
one you are one.
Let me get that license plate.
You might not even supposed to be here. Trump's in now, remember?
Oh, what does that mean?
That's an absurd statement.
But people
Trump's
that
in now,
vote for
remember?
him think like that.
We're protected a little better.
Everyone here is a legal citizen.
Got it.
Maybe, but not a working citizen.
How do you know?
Because I can tell.
How can you tell?
Let me go back to that.
You might not even supposed to be here. Trump's in now, remember?
Let me rewind that one more time.
Trump's in now, remember? Trump's in now, remember?
That's an absurd
Republican,
statement.
huh?
But people
Trump's
that
in now,
vote for him
remember?
think
Don't
like
see
that.
color.
We're protected a little better.
Everyone here is a legal citizen.
Got it.
Maybe, but not a working citizen.
How do you know?
Because I can tell.
How can you tell?
You don't
How
know
can you
anything.
tell? That's what I said. Don't say nothing to her.
I can tell.
Let her be ignorant.
Hi, I need someone up
Let
here
her be ignorant.
on Mount Zion at the Laundry Express laundromat. There's a black lady that followed me to my car.
No, she's being racist. I got the video.
Inside, so
No,
I
ain't
took
nobody
this separately,
following her. This
and
is a
she's out
public
here in the
parking lot.
with me at my car. It's a black lady, and it was a guy too.
I got the license plate. That's all that really mattered to me.
What?
So I got your license plate. That's all that matters to me.
Because she's filming me because she was in there with.
Because she called me a on camera. That's why I'm filming her. Tell the truth.
I can say whatever I want. You act like
a
something,
good
you
American
are something.
citizen and tell
Well,
the
let me
truth.
repeat that again.
I can say whatever I want. You act like
a
something,
good
you
American
are something.
citizen and
One more
tell
time.
the truth.
I can say whatever I want. You act like
a
something,
good
you are
American
something.
citizen and tell the truth.
That's some crazy work. So in some of the words that were blurred out, she said it twice. So let's take away the most important parts, right? So she said Trump is in office. Remember? We got better protections this time. Right? So obviously we know that she's a Republican. She's a heavy Trump supporter, far on the right, right? And these are the type of people that like to say online, I don't see color. Why is it that the blacks are always focused on race? What is it about color? We're all gods. Obviously not to this Republican, to this staunch Trump supporter. And then she also used a certain slur that has historically been used against black people. And then what did she sit up there and say, class? She was like, well, if you act like something, then you are. Ooh, and that's a Republican? Word? Republicans, where y'all at? Because I know some of y'all sitting directly in the background listening to me at this moment in time. Ain't this the point in time where y'all sit up there supposed to say that, oh, this one person is not indicative or doesn't fully represent the Republican Party, or for the Caucasians out there that, voted for Trump and MAGA and all this other, we're all not like this. Where y'all at? What happened? What happened? Why y'all sitting in the background so quiet? Y'all sphincters are real tight right now. because I at least have this video, this live stream set up in such a way that you can't decide that you're going to run from any of the situations. You are forced to either stay silent or to address specifically what it is that is here, because every video that I've shown you has either been you or somebody that is honorary, that you have given over a certain type of privilege card to, so that they can fulfill the necessary obligations of what they need to do in order to have a little bit of power, a little bit of something directly out there. So they're following your cue. They're following your bookings. They're following every single bit of wording and everything that you've ever stated directly to Black people historically in the United States. You can't run and you can't hide, but you can stay silent. And if you stay silent, that means that you are complicit and compliant with every single thing that these clowns are sitting up there doing. And you can't sit up there and plead ignorance. But, you know, like I said, this is America, and this is what you guys like to do. Only in America, made in America. Shout out to all those Trump supporters. We know who it is that you are at the end of the day. Like I said, you got a Trump supporter that wanted to be like this towards a Black woman. You got another Trump supporter that wanted to be like this towards an Asian American. Look at that. Y'all, you can't miss. Even in the heat of battle, they don't miss. You know what? I've never seen these people miss, especially when it deals with racism. And racism is accepted wherever true Americans are. Let's continue.
Do not shut up. Bad man. Man, listen.
You come out here, I don't care.
You ain't gonna do. You better get your race. Man, get your. Watch this. Go ahead. You done lost your mind. You better go on somewhere before I knock you out. I'm not playing. Don't come banging on my window. Do you understand me? Don't come banging on my window. No, he just came, Josh. No, he just came.
You get
all right, I'm telling you.
Hold on, let me just restart this real quick because I just got to put this up there. Somebody told me what happens before I comment. Well, I got moderators, and you know, they don't really have the same type of patience that I have. So, as you know, Mo and many others have stated, you better tread lightly because they are out there, whether you know it or not, and they are just dying to sit up there and click that button. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. So if you decide to sit up there and say something stupid, if you decide to say something ignorant, something outside of yourself, you will be in the shadow realm. As Captain Kirk or somebody in Star Trek said, in space, nobody can hear you scream. And that's where you're going to be, in an infinite void of blackness. Even though I know that a lot of people like to say that they don't see color, you will be seeing black that day. So it's up to you. Yeah, Tom. Let me just rewind this so we can go back.
Do not shut up. Bad man, listen.
You come out here, I don't care.
You ain't gonna do. You better get your race. Man, get your. Watch this. Go ahead. You done lost your mind. You better go on somewhere before I knock you out. I'm not playing. Don't come banging on my window. Do you understand me? Don't come banging on my window. No, he just came, Josh. No, he just came.
You get
all right, I'm telling you. No, cause like I'm wrong. You just hit me. Call him, cause I got it on camera. Call him.
Okay, step over.
What's wrong with you?
Step over.
What's wrong with you? And I'm finna call the police. You done lost your mind. It's on record. Hit me, and I'm gonna knock your old self out. Hit me.
Good job.
Hit me. Hit me. No, he just came up. You got me messed up. Let me get his tag number. You going to jail. You going to jail. You going to jail. You going to jail. You're going to jail. He just came up to my car. Josh, he literally just came up to my car and hit me while I'm in my... Look at your camera. Look at your camera. Look at your camera. You got me messed up. You got me messed up.
That's right.
Bye. He is racist. You got me messed up.
You're going to accept it. I don't want to spill it.
So I just want to reiterate. Just reiterate, right? So we had two videos here, and both I'm sorry, we had three videos dealing with black women, correct? Two of the videos we saw people wanting to get physical with black women, right? When a black man is not in close proximity, correct? I'm sorry, hold on. I'm sorry, we had four videos. Four, I'm sorry. I have to, because there's a lot of videos that we play. We had one at the hotel. We have this video here. We had another video in a parking lot, and then the fourth video was the video with the black couple, right? In three of the videos, we saw people wanting to, in a sense, get physical with black women when the black man was not specifically there, like there, right? One of the videos, a black male that was holding a child was there, but obviously he could not stop what was going on because he had a child directly in his hand. And if he decided to actually intervene and get physical with said woman, then he would be arrested. And we all know that how he would decide, the police would decide to, treat him, right? The first video that I showed you with the black couple that was in the Comcast vehicle, you saw how it is that the Caucasian male decided he wanted to get antsy, he wanted to get loud and all this other type of stuff. But the moment in time that the black dude was like, all right, I'm going to sit up there and call your bluff. Let me step out the car and we can actually handle this like men out here on the streets. He ran. He hightailed it directly home. Right? So again, this shows you how it is that a lot of these guys will act when a black man is directly there versus when a black man is not in close proximity. Because this elder Caucasian male decided that he wanted to, test his reflexes from 1945. He decided that he wanted to reminisce to back of the days of, Tulsa, Rosewood, and all these other types of massacres. And he wanted to try to tempt fate at his old age. And if he would have met the right one from the hood, from the gutter, he probably would have been seeing whatever God that he praises. And he would have found out that the God that he praises is actually the wrong God. Up is down and down is up. So he would have ended up somewhere that he did not necessarily want to go. Right? But it'd be like that. It'd be like that. And we saw how the Caucasian couple came out there as soon as the black woman stepped outside of the car, and you could hear that she was on the fence. She was in fight or flight about what it was that she was going to decide to do. But she was like, yo, let me just sit up there and get the license plate. Let me just, just pour everything directly out instead of, putting hands directly, on somebody. And we saw the white couple come directly to the defense of the elder Caucasian male. Nobody was coming to make sure that she was okay, make sure that she was of sound mind, to make sure that she didn't have any scratch or bruises or anything like that. And I want to specify that this black woman knew the name of the younger Caucasian male that was there. Name was Josh, correct? Knew his name. And not once did I see that couple turn to her and ask her, are you okay? Are you hurt? Are you bruised? I saw them going directly to the elder, stopping there, holding him there, being patient directly with him. And I'm like, so you're not going to call any of this nonsense out? You're not going to defend this black woman who obviously, had this physical altercation with this elder white gentleman? It's crazy work. And again, these are some of the videos that I try to show off as well when it deals with black women and how it is that when you are out there by yourselves, you are seen as a soft target. And no matter what age they are, they will actively provoke and go directly after you because they can and they will. And they know for a fact that chances are very great that people in their own community will do nothing to stop it, nor will they call it out, nor will they lay down any type of corrective measures towards the person that decided to go after said black woman. So like I said, I don't know what else to sit up there and tell people. I can only say the same things that I've been saying for years, which is black women, y'all got to be careful. I can't do anything. Because again, I've seen black women out there try to tell black dudes whenever they want to highlight stuff like this. Oh, shut up, mind your own business, da 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 da. Focus on what black men are sitting up there doing, within the black community and all this other type of stuff. So I'm like, hey, you got it. But like I said, this is a part of the video. This is a part of the live stream. This is part of the proving point when it deals with true Americans. So that is the main reason why it is directly up there, along with some of the other videos. So now, let's continue.
Asians. Do you
I was
hear
not
me?
racist against
Yes, you
Asians.
are.
No,
You
I'm
were
not.
saying what?
What? You want to cuss at me too?
I did not cuss.
Oh, you almost did.
Oh, I
And
almost
I'm
did,
not
but did
racist.
I?
Trust me, because I have several friends that are.
That does not make it okay, ma'am. That does not make it okay
over
for you.
little kids.
But did we? You were the one that
She
said that
almost
word.
did. I
She
told my
almost
kid
did,
to
but
get
that
out
does
of the
not make it
way.
okay, does it? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry for your kids. I'm
You're
so
running
sorry.
over my kid. Did you not see her rushing really fast and almost
Because
hit my
there was
kid?
someone behind us.
That doesn't matter.
Ma'am,
You
that
can
doesn't
slow
make it
down.
right for
She
you to
can
call us
slow
ching
down.
chong, whatever you called us. You have kids around you. We
You're
shouldn't
right,
be
I
treating
do.
You're right, yeah.
Here, hold on. Let me video you.
Okay, go ahead.
too.
Go ahead. I would love to be recorded.
I would too.
Because
I could care less. Because she needs to slow down. I don't care if there's people behind you or not. You run over my kid, and you can't just speed because there's people around.
Yes, you are, ma'am. You are the.
One of our good friends owns a Korean restaurant here in town.
Wow.
She needs
Oh
to
my
slow
goodness.
down and not run
Okay.
over my child with her car.
I need to slow down. Don't
Okay.
say.
So again, we have another instance of Asian Americans dealing with the same type of rhetoric from true Americans. And what did this true American woman decide to sit up there and say to this Asian American woman? She was like, I can't be racist because I have Asian friends. I know Asian people. Matter of fact, one of my favorite Asian friends or whatnot or whatever owns a Korean restaurant. This is what they do, and this is why I try to keep sitting up there telling people. Just like you got the quote unquote token black guy, it's the exact same thing everywhere else. Oh, I know this one Asian person, so because of that, it doesn't make me racist. So I can just say whatever it is that I want to say because this one Asian person that I know is going to basically body block for me because I know them. Just because I'm in proximity, that proves that everything that you're saying about me being racist is untrue. And I point this out every single time. But oddly enough, nobody, ever listens. Nobody ever pays attention. It's some crazy work. Crazy work. Stanley said, can you play the video where the European woman called the 5-year-old a slur and from another race and had to call her out? I actually got a video directly that you're talking about the video dealing with Shiloh Hendricks. So hold on, let me I can't highlight that, but yeah, you're talking about the video dealing with Shiloh Hendricks. Yeah. I got a video directly on it. I think maybe I might have actually done 2 videos dealing with that. And I also showcased the fact of, because somebody wanted to say that I was a grifter. This is what a grift. Let me take off the banner real quick. This is what an actual grift looks like, where you have this woman who has a child or whatnot or whatever, making profits off of yelling slurs at children or a child. Crazy work. Like I said before, let this go for about a full totality of a week. Let her maybe come up with a social media. Like I said, she's going to be a media darling on a lot of other sites, blogs and whatnot or whatever, podcasts. Right? Just give it a little bit of time. You'll see her start popping up there and being a speaker for social media. The funniest thing is, if I remember correctly, there was a Caucasian woman in 2024 that was in the similar vein as her, but all of the people that donated and supported her found out that she was with somebody who was either Arab or African, and then a lot of those supporters lost their minds and they were like, we're done with her, and you didn't hear from her ever since. And I seen some information where it seems as though potentially, possibly, that Shiloh Hendricks has a darker complected boyfriend. I would love to know if that is actually true because that would be hilarious. So I'm like, yo. So on just on theory, so that would mean because I just want to reiterate, this woman is portraying herself to be a single mother. You don't hear nothing about obviously her child is Caucasian, fair skin, blonde hair, all of that stuff, right? So we know that the child is not biracial. So we know that the child came by way of a European male or whatnot or whatever. It would be hilarious if she has a partner, if she has a guy that is melanated. Oh, y'all ain't getting that refund back. No chargebacks, baby. Yeah, oh, whoo. Like I said, let her get to 1 million. And I want all the information to come directly out about her because she's staying real quiet right now. She is staying excellently quiet. And I'm like, that's a little bit suspicious. The most that I've seen of this woman technically talking is to make a continuation on her go send go and wanting to thank people and all of these things. And again, if you look directly below, I had to specifically blur out the words that she was using, right? Because she would make these fan signs for people. And at 250K on the left side of the screen, it says you. And you can guess the racial slur, specifically dealing with black folks, that she decided to write. On the right hand corner center of the same picture, she wrote pretty much the exact same thing. It was an at, and then I guess the person's name, and then it had the slur directly down there, which is blurred out. So, like I said before, I love this because it's showcasing how true Americans will decide to support their own. And I showcase this is not the first time either. Back during the pandemic, I gave you guys videos showcasing people just like this wanting to speak and talk to black people a certain type of way, use all types of slurs, and how it is that said community will come out and support that person. They would make a GoFundMe. Those people got hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, it was a big thing during that time just to blatantly go out there on social media and say something and then do a GoFundMe just to get money. It was beautiful. Like I said, I need more of that to happen. I need more of it to happen because all it's going to do is further prove my point about America, true Americans, and how they think, act, and talk. That's all this is doing. Because it's realistically only one group that is realistically supporting her. And I'm talking about you got people dropping $10,000 at one time. And also the reason why, if you happen to see the go send go, the reason why the comments are cut directly off, I'll bring a video up on that a little bit later, is because you have people go through there and using $2,000 donations, counting from 6 all the way down. They wanted to spell out a certain slur. So I'm like, you're giving money while also using slurs at the same time. And because of those people and many others, that's why the comment section is no longer up on hers. People can still donate. People can still, like the comments or the donation, but you can't write a comment on there because of what it is that people wanted to do. And again, these are not black people that did this. But again, these are the same people that talk about, oh, it's always the blacks focused on race. Nah, it be y'all. It be y'all, but y'all never want to actually call out anything that your people just so happen to do. You stay complicit and silent. Like Trump told y'all before, stay back and stand down. That's it. That's it. Let's go to the next video. So we heard that, right? And the woman who was recording said that this is all due to the color of her skin, right? So we got somebody by the name of David, right? Wanted to say that let me just try to get you up there because for whatever reason, people can't seem to just not curse. It's crazy. Diabolical work directly out there. It makes it a little bit harder to want to respond to comments because I gotta do this while live to edit out wording. Like I said, I wish people would actually be adults. So dealing with the video, we have this person, David, that wanted to say this. Wanted to say that she's a expletive, but you're a race baiter. No, actually, that Latin woman is not a race baiter. And it's funny that you wanted to call somebody who was Hispanic a race baiter. when the people who are a part of the Hispanic community have fought to be deemed and seen and called and referenced as white Caucasian. Even some of their elders from back in those days stated that they belong simply to the Caucasian race. So it's a little bit weird how somebody white could race bait against somebody else who is white. That's a little bit weird. It doesn't make any type of sense. But you know, I guess. But this also goes into the aspect of what I've stated before, where you voted for this. A lot of those who are part of the Latin community, y'all voted for this. You voted for this treatment. You allowed it to happen. You never called it out. You wanted to be honorary. You wanted to be shoulder to shoulder. You wanted to be accepted. You wanted the branding of white. And I guess you guys didn't really understand that a lot of those folks directly out there are not going to accept you just because you vote, just because you want to talk, act, and walk just like them and live amongst their neighborhoods because they allow you to do so. I guess you don't actually understand that they deem and look at you as the brand new help, because guess what? Black Americans aren't slaves. We haven't been slaves for a very long time. So they needed a new version of help. They needed a new version of slaves to bring directly into the United States. This is why they opened up the borders. This is why they didn't, quote unquote, build a wall, as they like to sit up there and say. This is why they allowed an influx of you guys directly in here. But you guys thought that, oh, we're just in here because we're great workers and da 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 da. No, they let you in here because they view you as cheap labor. They can get one over directly on you. You don't understand your actual worth or value. And in order to get work, you're willing to work for less or undercut other people directly in the United States. So like I said, this is the treatment that you allow. This is the treatment that you voted for. Again, Trump stated himself that he got a large majority of the Latin votes. He said thank you to the Latin community. There was even a song that people in the Latin community did. I will vote for Donald Trump. Right? Had the whole thing. Had the maracas sitting up there doing the two-step and the Macarena. I was doing all of that. Y'all was celebrating, but oddly enough, I don't see those same songs and those same praises because I guess ICE was starting to hit the doorsteps, so people had to switch it up real quick. Me no speak English, right? I guess people had to start doing that again. Crazy work, diabolical. People can't even stand 10 toes down on the decisions that they make, and now you got a lot of people in hiding, afraid. Diabolical work. But people try to say that black people are the problem. It's crazy. Me no black, me no black, me no black. Well, I guess you something now because you're no longer here. How about that one? You no more in America. How about that one? Right? So now we got a few other videos I wasn't able to actually upload due to the restrictions that are up here at the moment in time. Let me see. I got to make sure if I got... Okay, so that wasn't that one. Let me see. Oh, this is going to be a classic. So I'm not sure. I know this is in China. I know this is in China. You're dealing with people that traveled, right? And from what I'm able to assess and listen to by voice, I'm assessing that the people in the video are African, or at least other than Black American. So we're going to take a peer directly into this video and listen to what Asians from, Chinese people in China have to say about people who are melanated who don't look like them. So let's take a look at this, shall we?
Go back to your country. Go back to your country. We don't welcome black people. Black people should go. Go back to Africa. You look so ugly with some dark skin color. Go back to your country. Do you eat watermelon? I'm going to send this to my boyfriend because he's white and he's your master.
So notice she's walking out, right? She's completely done. Psych.
You speak Chinese or not? Do you speak Chinese? 你长得像猩猩一样，你不像人类。不要在这，你不
We
要。
speak English.
Please don't stay in our land. We don't want black people. Alright, recording.
Why? Why we don't want?
We don't like.
Why you don't like? Why you don't want black
Because
people?
you're smelly and you're dark skinned.
Okay, so
You should leave. You should go back to your country. You should work for your country and build your own country.
where are you from?
I am from China.
What's your name?
We don't welcome you here, please.
What's your name?
Yourself. I don't want to talk to you.
Name?
I feel bad to see you.
What's your name?
Gorillas.
What's your name? What do you do? Hey.
So let me just reiterate because I see a few comments there. This is in China. So let me just reiterate. This is in China. So you had this woman deciding, because I want people to also like understand, because she's doing this. When you saw her recording, having up her phone, and she was saying the things that she was saying, she was looking all around to try to get a reaction, right? You see this Asian woman here, this Chinese woman here, she was looking around at her counterparts, trying to get some type of reaction, I guess, trying to, fill the room and see if they're going to basically join in to make those women feel uncomfortable being in China, being in that restaurant, right? Because she said, specifically being a representative, that, hey, you're black, you're not welcome here. We don't want you here. Go back to your own country. You're not supposed to be here. I feel sorry for you because of your black skin and because you're smelly and all this other. I'm like, wow, that's some crazy work. So I'm just basically trying to reiterate to a lot of black Americans there that you have, no matter where it is that you go, there is racism all across this planet. As long as people can identify you and know who it is that you are, you're going to face things like this sooner or later. And as you are able to see her speak directly in that restaurant amongst other Chinese people and also speak Chinese at the same time, probably saying the same things, if not worse, none of those Chinese people stood up for the melanated women that were in that restaurant. They didn't speak up for them. They did not defend them. They didn't body block. They did not tell this Asian woman off. Not only once did she do this, she came back twice and did the exact same thing, and nobody said or did anything. And then when you go back and look at the video, you saw a woman that had on an apron or whatnot or whatever. More than likely, she was one of the workers or an owner of said restaurant. Nor did she say anything. She stood there and just looked. She stood there and just viewed. So when I go back to this image here and I see people like this in the United States stating unite here, solidarity forever, I keep asking the question, who have black Americans ever been solid with? Because it seems as though that we're not solid with people in the United States, nor are we solid with people outside of the United States. So who have we ever been solid with? Like I said, just a question. I'm a little bit perplexed. I'm just a little bit perplexed because, again, people want to try to pop up into my live stream and they want to try to tell me that, oh, you're like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, you're a grifter, and you're just divisive, and you're actually the real racist. How am I the real racist when I literally have videos? I got images, I got faces of people committing what it is that you say that I'm complicit in. That's some crazy work. You know what type of mental gymnastics you have to do in order to call somebody that is actually showing offset racism, to call them racist and to overlook all of the video and the information and the verbiage that has literally happened within this timeline? That's some great mental gymnastics. And that further shows the fact that a lot of people do not want to be accountable or responsible for the actions that are directly out here. Matter of fact, because I feel as though that we got, people in the background who want to stay silent, that don't understand what even took place And I feel like we might, have a sprinkle, salt and pepper of, some Asians in the background. To any Asians sitting idly by in the background, I showed off the types of racism that you face by true Americans. But because you're a minority, you're honorary, right? You're the model minority. You guys want to keep your head down and you don't want to cause further trouble and problems for yourself. So this is why we don't report instances such as this. And then y'all want to also sit up and try to tell black people that, oh, black people, you guys are really hurting the Asian community. And as black people, you should see how it is that you're hurting us. And you should come together and speak with your own community and in order to get the betterment and to help the Asian community, right? Those are the things that y'all wanted to sit up there and say on, what was it, ABC, NBC, whichever one. This is during like the pandemic when y'all wanted to, rev up the whole thing of trying to make it seem like black people are really at you guys, coming to your communities and doing that and doing this, right? Let me just deal with mainland China. As Trump would say, China, 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 right? Let me just play this video again just so that people can, catch up.
Go back to your country. Go back to your country. We don't welcome black people. Black people should go. Go back to Africa. You look so ugly with some dark skin color. Go back to Africa. 回到非洲就好了。Go back to your country. Do you eat watermelon? I'm going to send this to my boyfriend because he's white and he's your master. You speak Chinese or not? Do you speak Chinese? 你长得像猩猩一样，你不像人类。我要在这。
We speak English.
Please don't stay in our land. We don't want black people. Alright, recording.
Why? Why we don't want?
We don't let,
Why you don't like? Why you don't want black
because
people?
You're smelly and you're dark skinned.
Okay, so.
You should leave. You should go back to your country. You should work for your country and build your own country.
Where are you from?
I am from China.
What's your name?
We don't welcome you here, please.
What's your name?
Yourself. I don't want to talk to you.
Name?
I feel bad to see you.
What's your name?
Gorillas.
What's your name? What do you do? Hey.
And the craziest part is that the same Asian woman decided that she wanted to tell those melanated women there that she was going to do this, right? She was going to take a picture directly of them and send them to her white boyfriend because that white boyfriend is your master. Oh, I rest my case. I rest my case. I rest my case. Like and this is why when I've posted videos before, when it dealt with the nail salons, when it dealt with the beauty supply stores in the black community, I specifically dedicated those videos to black women to try to educate, to try to get information directly out there, to try to let other black women know how you are deemed, seen, and treated, and what it is that they would do specifically to you. How it is that you're not realistically good enough to be in their places, but your money is good enough to be there in their pockets. And after they get your money, they're going to treat and deem you and call you all different types of names. In one instance, when it dealt with a black woman at a beauty supply store, she had her life taken. So again, I'm just highlighting this to any of the black women in America that are out there. I want you to realize that this is how you are seen and deemed and treated, either directly to your face or when your back is turned and you're walking directly out the door and they already cashed in your money in the register. This is how they're talking directly about you when they're speaking in their own languages. And like I said, this is somebody that's on the mainland in China. This is a Chinese woman directly talking to melanated women. More than likely, dealing with China, these women are more than likely African. You got Africans going to China, you got Chinese going to Africa. Like I said before, that's some crazy work. But, you know, when I happen to highlight and talk about a lot of these things, people tend not to pay attention. People want to try to move the goalposts and tell me as a black man to highlight and talk about other things specifically dealing with black men. I've specifically showed off, and I keep mentioning this brother almost every single year. Whenever instances like this, I'm able to showcase brother Tyrone Muhammad in Chicago, who shut down an Asian nail salon because of the way that a black mother and her daughter was specifically treated. That brother risked his life and freedom in order to get a message across to the Asians there in that business and across Chicago that we are not, as black men, we are not going to stand for the mistreatment of our women and of our community in your establishments at all. And he took a brick and he broke down all of the windows. Brother Tyrone Muhammad, as he was doing that, he decided to go directly into said nail salon and warn the black woman there. He was like, hey, something happened. Let me just tell you the story real quick. And I'm going to break out these windows. So you've been warned. So you may want to get out of here. You may want to exit. You may not want to get your nails done. Those black women basically scoffed, looked at him, and kept getting their nails done. And then you saw the rocks flying directly through. And then the black woman like, oh my God, he's breaking the windows. Why would you? I'm like, are you got to be kidding me? I'm like, you got a black man that's sitting up there standing 10 toes down. It's so much so to the fact that brother Tyrone Muhammad stood there and waited for the police, had a letter and everything, stood there and waited for the police, complied, and got arrested. And you have a lot of black women out here that will say that black men don't care and we will not risk life and limb or try to protect and defend them. But yet I can give you examples of black men that have done it. And then the craziest thing is, as I kept continuing on throughout the week or that month of covering brother Tyrone Muhammad and him getting out of jail and him still protesting across the street, you still saw the boarded up business. All the windows are boarded up, and you still saw black women going there, parking in front of the business or near it, trying to go inside of the establishment, the same establishment that treated a black mother and her daughter a certain type of way. And it was at that point where I already knew what it was. There's nothing that you can do. If you're a black man and you decide to sit up there and defend, you're doing too much. If you're a black man and you decide that you don't want to sit up there and defend, you're doing too little or nothing at all. And either which way, you're still going to be to blame. It's still going to be your fault. And this is why I say that. Shout out to brother Tyrone Muhammad and many other brothers directly out there that tried to showcase a precedence and an example directly out there of how black men actually really do love and care and respect and value black women. And also how it is that they don't seemingly get enough love, respect, and value or respect, you know, from the black community, the same black community of which they try to stand 10 toes down for. So like I said, I try to showcase these videos, regardless of the comments that I happen to get from the here and there, you know, black women that just upon, you know, happen upon this channel, try to say that, oh, you hate black women and this, that, and all this. All right. All right. Like I said, I'll be that. I've lived long enough to become the villain. I'll be that. No problem. Whatever title that you got, I'll take it. Just make sure it's a negative one. I'll take it. It'd be like that. So now we got a and also much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody that's, you know, pulled through and donated to the channel. I got another video here. And this one is dealing with you got Tizzy. Some of you guys might know who Tizzy is. Again, check out his content wherever his, you know, content can be found. Give me a second. I gotta just make sure that this is the correct video. Let me see. Okay, so it should be this one here. All right. So right. So this is by way of Tizzy. And I want to note to people that a lot of people tend to say that there's a such thing as a black and brown alliance and all these other. Again, I'm showcasing racism that takes place in America by way of the true Americans that are here and also by way of the non-black Americans that are here that we're supposed to be allies or have an allyship with or an understanding, right? So you're going to see this man, and we're going to go over the video and the information. So let's just listen to what this Hispanic man has to state, right?
Already know who he is, so stick around for that. Meanwhile, Oaklawn, Dallas-Fort Worth, a lesbian couple and some friends of theirs are out to grab some tacos. A random man came up behind us, initially friendly, and engaged us in conversation. We responded accordingly, talking back and laughing. However, he then attempted to grab my friend from behind. She said, "Whoa!" He immediately became defensive because she didn't want him touching her and in her personal space. He said he's in the mafia and we needed to watch out. It's essential to acknowledge that touching strangers without their consent is unacceptable, and becoming this offended when they decline is unwarranted. Her girlfriend intervened, telling him to chill out. The situation escalated literally because he didn't think he should have to respect personal boundaries. And by escalated, they mean he drops the N-bomb on them multiple times.
Your mom's
okay. What'd you say?
He done dropped it like.
What'd you say?
I heard it. Don't even worry about it. It's okay. I'm not racial.
Clearly you are.
Never be a woman.
Clearly you are. You're trying to be tough as for what? You're arguing with a female for what?
You're always a you will never get I think that's not for you.
He's upset because he's misled.
Is that man bothering you?
Yes.
So sorry. He totally hard-R'd you earlier.
Something that stood out, it was weird to me that he said, "You'll always be a man." I was like, "Is anyone in your group a trans woman?" And she goes, "No, one has some masculine features, but we're all cis-born women." And he felt that that was the appropriate response because they didn't want to be touched. Now, I reached out to her because I saw her video, and then as she was like writing that story to me, I was doing digging. And around the time she finished writing me that story, I sent her this and said, "Look familiar?" Also, just as an added thing, more than just the face, you may notice this like tribal tattoo on his ribs here. And what's that peeking out right there? Funny thing is, they had uploaded their video and then it got taken down by TikTok. But it must have gotten to some people who know him because he had already deleted his Instagram. But you forgot about that TikTok. Or maybe you just thought no one would find it, despite the fact it has the same username as your Instagram. Oh, and then there's that Twitter account that you don't seem too active on these days, but that is where I got that picture. And even though you deleted that Instagram, it still comes up in searches, and your Instagram just happened to have your full name on it. Isn't that right, Manny Barajas, newly licensed cosmetologist? At least you were newly licensed when you set up this LinkedIn. I'm wondering, do you still work here at this place in San Diego? Is that still your employer, or have you moved on from that job because you're just so charming and engaging? You know, Manny, I'm not sure why the black men who were sitting there were comfortable with you using that language and speaking that way toward black women.
I can tell you why.
But you're going to find that that is not a common trend. That the majority of society thinks what you did was vile and disgusting.
So Tizzy had a very good question, right? He was like, I don't know why the black men who were sitting there were so comfortable. I'm just going to let people just sit directly and stare at this photo. Stare at the whole surroundings of the photo that you just so happen to see, on top of the fact of the mannerisms of the Hispanic man that was talking to the group of lesbian women. And I'm going to let you just theorize. Just theorize. Because the funniest thing that I've stated before is that you have a lot of women out here that consider certain people out there their best friends. Go best friend, that's for best friend, go best friend. But when it comes time for that best friend to actually say something and stand up and speak, they will sit idly by. And the funniest thing that I saw no, sorry, not Twitter or X, on TikTok in the comment section was the fact I saw fields of black women wanting to state, they was like, oh, why didn't those black men do anything, this that, and I'm like, well, you got certain types of black men out here, you got certain demographics of black men out here. And I'm a little bit confused on how you're trying to generalize this on the whole group or the totality of black men when these are a specific grouping of black men that are your quote unquote besties, your best friend. And this is when I try to, always state that you can't blame every single black man out here for allowing stuff to happen, because I've seen certain groupings of black men out there that are willing to fight a black woman or a black girl in a Walmart. They'll sit up there and slap on whatever clothing or whatever they need to do, and they will start knuckling up. They will start doing the do, squaring up. And I'm like, nope, nobody wants to call that out. Every time I see those videos, people want to always generalize and talk about this is black men fighting. Nah. We got to be specific. We got to be specific. We got to call out, like I said, nobody wants to be accountable for the things that they allow. Right. And realistically, the video should be specifically about the Latin dude who was out there, with the cussing and talking about their moms, talking about the group and different things of that nature. But when I looked at the comment section, I did not see black women wanting to solely focus on that Latin dude, that Hispanic male. They didn't want to do that. They wanted to focus in on the 3 black men there and state how black men are a problem. But yet those same women are the ones that don't want to call out those black men who are quote unquote their besties or their best friends. They don't want to call out these same black men that they allow to do certain types of things and talk amongst them and about them in a certain type of way. Like I said, there's conversations online. And I'd just be sitting back and looking at black women. I'm like, y'all really allowing them to sit up there and say this about you or about other black women and be directly in your space? I'm like, okay, you got it. So like I said, the moment in time that I've seen videos and instances of black dudes who are the besties, go best friend, that's my best friend, falling out with black women and they start fighting, you already know who's getting the blame. Me. Other black men directly out here. We are the causation of any and every single thing negative that takes place, and it can never be on anybody else's watch. It can never be anybody else's fault. And again, like I said before, that's crazy. You're going to allow guys who basically agree with you, who want to be in your space, who want to assume the throne, who want to take over that whole position. They want to role play left and right. You want to allow them to do that, but then once everything falls apart, you want to come back and you want to be like, oh, this is black men. This is what we be talking about. We don't have no protection nowhere. No, you opted not to protect yourself because you should have saw what was going to happen. You should have saw what was coming. Once you have people and you allow them in your space to be so comfortable to say certain things to you and about you, that only means one thing. Sooner or later, it's going to turn physical. Sooner or later, they're going to allow other people who are not black to decide to come at you in this type of way that you were able to see in this video. Color me surprised. But like I said, as a black man, there's nothing I can sit up there and do. There's no warnings that I can sit up there and give. Because the black men that they see here, they feel that that is indicative of every single other black man in the United States. How these specific black men of a certain demographic didn't stand up, they generalize and feel that all black men are the exact same way. And I'm like, ain't that something? Because I'm like, don't some of y'all got some sons out here too? So I'm like, that means you talking about your sons too, right? But no. You wouldn't dare sit up there and put that branding on your son because he's raised by you. He's obviously different. He's not as some of the ones like to say, not like the rest of the vagabonds, the dusties, the bullet bags, as they like to sit up here and say, right? Crazy work. It's diabolical in nature. But what can you sit up there and do? What can you do? And like I said, as soon as I saw his mannerisms and how it is that he was really going in and going at and trying to do this and trying to, I already knew what time it was. I already knew where he was. And then he what does he do? He does what for a job? Let me go back to what Tizzy listed. Wasn't it cosmetology or something like that? Let me see that. Where was it? Yeah. He's a licensed cosmetologist. Yep. Yep. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Mm, 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 mm. It'd be like that. But it'd be like that. Mm-mm-mm. But like I said, it's nothing I can sit up there and do. I am the villain of forever, and all I can do is just mention stuff. It's crazy. It is. It is crazy. It is diabolical work. Diabolical work. Egon Christie. So is he of a certain community? More than likely so. Somebody said that it's a photoshopped PFP. I mean, you're not going to sit up there and Photoshop that face, because that's the face right there. So whatever you want to say is photoshopped. There you go, right there. That's the actual face. That is the person that wanted to use all types of negative slurs against a group of black women. That's some crazy work. That's diabolical. That's all I'm saying. The only thing that I could sit up there and give to that comment section that I saw was that there was a black woman who looked at the situation logically and assessed the situation, and she was like, oh, he's trying to show off for the other men that are there. Now just think about that. Why would a man go after black women and talk to them in that type of way in order to show off to other men? Why would he have such animosity and, dare I say, hatred when it deals with black women? Leads one to ponder. Leads one to, to think about a few things. Right? But it'd be like that. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Let me see what we got directly up here. Yo, Ty, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? You said talking about Dallas. I am. Oh, you said disregard. Yeah, because I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. I think, what was it? Stand had asked me to play a video again. Yes, I think it was like Standing. Yeah, I think you were talking about the video with the Asian woman in China. I think I did. I tried to play it about like a good two or three times. But yeah, like I said, it is it's crazy, and this goes back to what I stated before, which is this picture here. Who are Black Americans specifically solid with? That's, like I said, that's my whole thing. Wait, so Standing, wait, so you wanted me to, hold on, I got you, hold on, I'll do it, I got you. So let me just replay it for you one more time for people who might not have seen it. Let's just do a hot replay. I got you.
Go back to your country. Go back to your country. We don't welcome black people. Black people should go. Go back to Africa. You look so ugly with some dark skin color. Go back to your country. Do you eat watermelon? I'm going to send this to my boyfriend because he's white and he's your master. You speak Chinese or not? Do you speak
We speak English.
Please don't stay in our land. We don't want black people. All right, recording.
Why? Why we don't want?
We don't recording us.
Why you don't like? Why you don't want black people?
You're smelly and you're dark skin.
Okay, so.
You should leave. You should go back to your country. You should work for your country and build your own country.
Where are you from?
I am from China.
What's your name?
We don't welcome you here, please.
What's your name?
Yourself. I don't want to talk to you.
Name?
I feel bad to see you.
What's your name?
Gorillas.
What's your name? What do you do? Hey.
Yeah, it's crazy. That is 1000% crazy. Let me see. Oh, so Ty just put me on to a whole nother story that just took place. What's going on, police? Odusi had a TikTok account. All right, so I got you, Ty. No problem. I can put that up there. I just gotta, set this up real quick. We got a African student in Texas that lost her life days before graduation. No problem. I got you. I can sit up there. I can read that off directly to people here. I mean, we still got people, and we're talking about news. No problem. I got you. Let me just put that up there so that people know what it is that I'm referring to and talking about at this moment and time. And I'm going to respond back to, I saw you talking about Tower Born. So this is what it says, right? British student is no longer here in Texas days before graduation. They said a British nursing student studying in the United States has been found wounded and no longer here in an apartment in Houston, Texas, just days before she was due to graduate. Elizabeth Tamalor Odunsi, age 23, was discovered on April 26 by officers who had gone to her flat to check on her. Police stated that she had multiple wounds. A man was found in another room with at least one wound, and he was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Elizabeth had a TikTok account which was called Tammy Dollars, where she posted to her 30,000 followers about her experience as a Briton living in the United States. In her past post from April 21st, she described how she was ready to graduate in 2 weeks and had already booked a holiday. An online fundraiser to appropriate her remains to the United Kingdom for burial has gathered more than $54,000 or 71,000 United States dollars. According to a Houston Police Department statement, officers were called to the student housing complex at 15:50 local time last Saturday. Officers knocked on the door, but there was no answer. They saw evidence on the ground on the rear concrete patio and entered the apartment. Quote, the female victim was discovered on the kitchen floor with multiple wounds. A male was discovered in the bedroom with at least one wound. Elizabeth was pronounced deceased on the scene. Texas Women's University, where she was studying, did not immediately respond to requests. In a post last year, Elizabeth described how she preferred living in the United States to the UK, telling her TikTok followers that, quote, the vibes are just much better here. In more recent posts, she shared video of a cap and gown she intended to wear at the graduation with the caption, 3 more weeks. In an earlier post, she shared a video where she showed herself studying with the caption, she doesn't know it yet, but a year from now, all of her hard work will pay off. She'll be working as a nurse in her dream specialty. Elizabeth also added that she hoped to have a strong relationship with Christ living a quiet and peaceful life. That's tough. That is very, very, very tough. So in another story, they said that this is from Houston. Oh, I gotta take that off real quick so this can refresh. It states, quote, Houston roommates dispute over cats leads to a stabbing. So let me see what we got here. Okay, so they said Houston police stated that Elizabeth, the 20-year-old British woman, had her life taken by her roommate last week. The suspect, Chester Grant, reportedly tried to X himself out after the incident. Grant, who is 40, is now in jail. So let's just get this straight. This African woman is 23. She's a 23-year-old young African student from the UK. And she's living with somebody by the name of Chester Grant, age 40. They said that the deadly incident happened on April 26th at the apartment on Goforth Street in Houston's South Side. Elizabeth was found lying on the kitchen floor with multiple wounds. Grant is accused of wounding her and taking her life after the two got into an argument a few days earlier about the cats that they both kept in the unit. The conflict reportedly snowballed, which led to the fatal incident. Police stated that Elizabeth and Grant were relatively new roommates, about 2 months. Elizabeth was from England but moved to Houston for nursing. She's supposed to graduate this weekend. Detectives stated that Grant tried to X himself out after going after Elizabeth 6 times, right? Including the side of the neck. After a few days in the hospital, Grant appeared in probable cause court Saturday morning. He's being held in Harris County Jail on a $500,000 bond and is expected in court on Monday. Police continue to gather surveillance video and interview witnesses. Well, that is don't know what to tell people there. That's tough. That is tough. And oddly enough, don't really got any pictures yet of the Chester Grant, age 40. Like I said, I'm not going to make any speculations, or theories, or on who this person is. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm just going to say that, it seems a little bit suspicious, a little bit weird. Like I said, I would expect them to have the image of said person. You caught him. He also obviously committed the act because you caught him, after trying to commit another act because he didn't want to be held responsible for what took place over a stupid argument about cats. Like I said, it's crazy. The only thing that I can try to tell people is that for the melanated women out there, if you want to happen to chase after your degree, you want to do this and do that, you might want to stay with other women, even though within those instances I've done videos on that as well too, on how fights will break out and how everything can happen to go left even amongst women. Like I said, I don't know what to sit up there and tell you. I'm just trying to give some type of solution, but it's like no matter which way I sit up there and look, something can pretty much happen. It's a shame that this happened to her. She was just about to graduate. She moved literally across the pond to get a better education, to better her life. And, all of that is gone. And it's because of cats. That's crazy. That is that's some diabolical work. Diabolical work. I would this would be a moment in time. Like I said, I don't know where her parents are or her family or friends, but I would love to hear their perspective directly on this instance and the and maybe any information that they specifically know about. I find it very odd that looking at least two of the news stories that were reported, one from I think what was it, BBC, and the other one directly from Houston 11. I find it very odd that there's not really any type of identifiers when it deals with this story, at least when it deals with Chester. Because I'm pretty sure that people have been around her enough where they came directly to the apartment, dropped her off, or picked her up, or whatnot, whatever, and more than likely saw the roommate. But yeah, like I said, that's sad. That is that's very sad, very very sad. Gail said it was about a cat, all right, but not a cat, but not the one with four legs. Probably so, and that is highly possible. Ty said that she moved out at 17 and they ain't in her life like that. Ooh, that's crazy. That is crazy. Um so Carl, so at the top, much love and appreciation for trying out. I'll try to get the situation with PayPal sorted out. But there is a Cash App link. Is basically the dollar symbol and then all caps SEIJIHITO. I have it actually up above in the video. So, if you're trying to donate that way to the channel, Cash App is the fastest way to do it. YouTube can't take any type of cuts or anything like that because I think they take about 30 or 40% or whatever it is. So yeah, but also much love, respect, and appreciation. Carl, I think if Gail could post the hashtag in there for me real quick, or one of the mods there, if y'all can post that for me real quick, because I don't have it directly on me. I have it, directly up there, but I'm not sure if maybe you might need to see it in the comment section. Usually if you type it in, thank you, Gail. So for Carl, this is what the hashtag looks like. Well, minus the other parts, it's the dollar symbol and then SEIJIHITO. So as soon as you see it, you should see my picture directly up there. So again, much love, respect, and appreciation again to any and everybody. Oh, okay. You said I don't deal with Cash App, but I will give YouTube the cut then. Okay, yeah, no problem. Any which way that basically works for you, completely fine and dandy. Like I said, much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Trust me. Stanley said when I comment on Stanley said when I comment on other streams in a professional manner with receipts, I'm placed in a timeout. I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I don't know nothing about those platforms or who runs those or whatnot. Oh, that's crazy. That is, hold on. So before I get there, yeah, I don't know who runs those platforms or anything like that. So I'm sorry that happens to you. I also want to give a shout out to Ishmael. Said, peace, Seji and chat. This wasn't about cats. This was about an argument that she didn't want to end 40 and 23. Yeah, okay. And I want to give a special shout out, much love, respect, and appreciation to Carl Howard for the $100 dono to the channel. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Said, for the cause, keep doing what you do. God bless. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Let me tell you. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And I commonly sit up there and tell y'all that I appreciate what it is that you guys do for me. I got a lot of my moderators have donated. I got a lot of people who have subscribed to the platform who have donated, and even some people who are passerbys that have donated. You guys have made sure somehow in some way, no matter what it is that you guys have going on in your life. You could be married, you could have kids, you could be just going through just normal life or relationship or bills, and y'all like, all right, let me squeak out, like 10 cents to, throw directly to, to Seji, to basically help support the channel. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I do on an everyday basis if it were not for, people like y'all, supporting me, being here, watching the live streams, subscribing directly to, the platform, engaging, with the content and, and everything like that. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to do what it is that I do without people like you. So like I said, much love, respect, and shout out to your whole bloodline. So much love, respect, and appreciation. That is dope. That is very very awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anonymously said, "Ooh wee, Mr. Carl, claps to you." you know, this man, D Money was like, drinks on Seji. This man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Yeah, like I said before, no matter what I go through here, I try to put things directly up there. Try to put content and something at least to point out issues, to try to point out problems and situations that need to be fixed, problems that need to be sorted out, that need to be corrected, in hopes to reach a few people. And over time I've been able to, some of the times I can admit I get disenchanted, but again, looking at the actual comments, looking at the actual people that are here, throughout the days and the weeks, and especially during the live streams, and that are pretty much consistent, got a core audience, got people there that understand and see what it is, and that understands the message either from the videos or my ending commentary from like the videos, or even when I speak directly in the live streams or reply back to comments. So like I said, that's the real thing that matters. No matter how disenchanted sometimes I might sit up there and get, and like I tell y'all before, I'm honest, honest to a fault, and I'll sit up there and and say stuff and everything like that. So Shane was like, he's gonna spend it on Towerborn Gold. Oh my goodness. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Nah. Because what I actually, because unbeknownst to you guys or not, the mic stand I had to rig. I wish one of these live streams I'll actually show you a picture. But my mic stand actually broke because the metal is actually flimsy. So I think about 3 weeks to a month now, I've had to get a piece of metal, a stronger piece of metal, and I had to put that in between the mic stand that's hooked, the main part that's hooked to the desk, and the broken part, so that the mic stand will actually still work, so that I can speak to you guys, so I don't have to hold it as if I'm like a blues or jazz singer or something like that. So yeah, there's some stuff that I need to actually get directly for content creation. So yeah, there's some stuff that I got to do, and like I said before, and I would also add this in some of the other live streams as well. A lot of, if it's not directly to the bills, a lot of it goes directly to the subscriptions that I use in order to do my editing for content creation and things like that, because some of the stuff might be ranging from $10 to 30 to 50 or whatnot, or whatever, directly up there when it deals with either having to get news stories, subscription services, paying for programs, and and different things like that. So like I said, genuinely, directly from every fiber of my being, love you guys a lot, appreciate you guys a lot. I am very thankful every single day to be able to do the things that I'm able to do, which is content creation, and also being able to talk to you guys, and allowing me to peer directly into your living rooms or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, it's a blessing, and I would not change it for the world. I would not. I would not. But yeah, that is I guess we could say that is pretty much it. And we stayed directly on topic. Directly on topic. Wait, who was that? Anonymous said, "Thank you. I'm shy." I'm confused. I don't even know what that comment means. Wait, you said put resin on it and dry it with UV light. No, I wouldn't be able to do that, Tippy, because it's metal. So I wouldn't, be able to actually do that. We got Empress Latesse. Much love, respect, and appreciation for the gifted membership. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, much love. I think we're actually getting up there. Well, hold on. Let me just highlight something real quick, because again, I got to give love and appreciation, because I did say that we were working on making it directly, and I didn't know when it was going to happen. It actually took quite a bit to get here. So at this moment in time, as of today, because of one of the videos that just pulled up, this is where we are. So this is, thank you to all of the newcomers and the passersby. We have officially, after about like a year or so, we made it to 40K, just a little bit over. So shout out to y'all guys. Much love, respect, and appreciation for getting this channel this far. Like I said, a lot of hard work and dedication when it deals with this, a lot of hours sitting directly in this footage. And that's the other thing too. Like, if I can show y'all some of the stuff that I'm working with at this moment, y'all be like, yo, Seiji, why don't you just get like a brand new chair? I'm like, yo, chairs cost money. And I kid you not, I have a broken folded chair that I sit directly in. So sometimes in the live streams, you can hear like the creaks, and the cracks of the chair, in the background, when I don't have the the mic muted and stuff. Because like I said, I feel like money should go elsewhere, and that's what I just so happen to do. So I don't go out there and get haircuts. I do all of my haircuts at home, because money needs to go other places, grocery bills, and all the other type of stuff. Clothes as well too. I said you ain't spending no money really on no clothes like that. Let me be honest with y'all. The last time that y'all actually, and some of y'all have been here long enough, the last time that I legitimately spent money on any type of clothes was when you guys saw me buy the shoes that I was telling y'all about. So the red and blue shoes that I got, and also the RGB shoes that I have as well. Those are the main three shoes that I've literally spent money directly on. That's because that was something that I designed and created. I was like, yo, I'm going to sit up there and do this to let y'all know about the shoes and everything like that. Because like I said before, I'm not going to sit up there and put some out there and not put money on it. I'm not going to put some out there and not have skin directly in it. So so that was really the last time that I bought shoes, realistically. So like I said before, thank y'all. Thank you guys for everything that you do. Shout out to, again, any and all of you guys that subscribe directly to the platform. It's been like a year plus, being stuck in the 30 bracket, the 30K bracket. It was a struggle to get up that hill. Let me tell you, all my life I had to fight. All my life, let me tell you something. And we finally made it to that 40K. Like I said, shout out to y'all. We got also want to give a shout out because I'm not going to put your whole name directly out there, but I had somebody that just donated some money by way of Cashapp. So let me give you a quick shout out. Shout out to JW for the $50 dono to the channel. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Like I said, it's dope. And like I told y'all before, I got other things going on in the background, dealing with family that I've expressed and talked to you guys out of frustration, and highlighted in probably a multitude of videos and live streams. in a sense to give an example on how it is, dealing with family and different things like that, and how you want to try to do things for the most important person, being your mom, and and stuff like that. So it helps out. It really does. It means a lot. It means a lot. That's a little bit more I can try to help my mom with. Man, let me not sit up there and sit on that a little bit too long. That's gonna catch me real quick. But yeah, like I said, thank you guys. Um, you know, man, you know, the funniest the funniest thing about this is that when okay, Sham, that was you. Oh, okay. Much love. So, so Sham has like three different names, just to let people know. So it's the name that you see up here, it's Steam, and then what I was able to see there. So it's like I gotta put it's like the Holy Trinity. I gotta put everything as one. Shout out, much love, Sham, much love, respect, and appreciation. I trust me, I really do appreciate it. I really, really do. Um, but yeah, it's the craziest thing, and this is getting to a whole different aspect away from the content on um the video. For people out there, for the family that you do have, that you love a lot, make sure to call in to have conversations, to check in on them, to send them, the I love yous, um, and different, things like that. And as a person that, as y'all see, in a sense, work every single day to try to get something going. Um, I understand what it's like to feel helpless about a situation where you want to do more, but you can't. Like you're in a sense limited. And you're watching the most important person there having to go through things. So, I'm saying that to basically say that if any of you guys are going through that exact same thing too, trust me, I see it. I understand. I deeply empathize and, sympathize with you. And the same thing that I tell my mom on an everyday basis is to, stay positive. Look for a silver lining. Um, you know, and different stuff like that. Uh, nah. We're not doing that. We are not. Let me tell you something. For Ty and Tippy, y'all do this to me every single time. We done been through this enough times where I done had my my moments of breaking on live streams. I've grown from that. We're not doing that. We do a very good job. If you've seen Gohan fight Cell, and then he did the Super Kamehameha, he wasn't really sitting up there crying. Like he did that. We was walking, directly through the emotions. We was walking them down. So that's currently what I'm doing right now, internally, walking it down. Um, but yeah, like I said before, I deeply empathize and sympathize with, going through those types of like situations and scenarios, and it does get better. There is a silver lining. Not sure when you're going to see that silver lining, but I know that every single day it will get better. So don't be too hard directly on yourself, because trust me, I've been there. I've beaten myself up about the situation, and I've cussed out a lot of family um dealing with these things, and how stuff has happened. But yeah, stuff will figure itself out. Stuff will figure itself out. Glass said anime men still shed tears. Yeah, they do. They do. But we ain't about to sit up there and do that. This man Ty's like, yo man, let it. Nah, we ain't doing that. We are not doing that. We're not doing. We've done it. We've done it a few too many times. Shout out to Zaire, one of the people that really broke me that day. in other instances, as well. So, like I said, we've grown. We've learned how to manage emotions. So we know how to place things into certain areas, and and use those energies for certain things. We got Tippy over here with the sniffle thing. You got to be kidding me. D said, I hate trying, I just get mad. Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. What was that? Eternal says sometimes the best emotion, or you said sometimes the best emotion is to cry. Men are allowed to cry. I mean, yeah. I mean, true. But I don't know. There's a time and a place. There is a time and a place for all that. And like I said, I guess that comes a little bit with emotional maturity in a sense, because I can, as I'm talking to you guys now, I can see the amount of times of recent, within at least 10 years, that I've had that moment where it was just like, yo, stuff just like broke, and I just had to just let everything just out. So we got some growth here. Again, like I told y'all before, I'm a better person, versus the past and whatnot. So we getting there. We getting there. So we're at the point of it. Instead of like crying, we can smile. About a lot of things, especially if it's something that really makes you happy. More so, a lot of those tears came from a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of worry, a lot of things that you don't have the necessary control directly over, even though you want the control to do the best things with it. It just it happens, and sometimes you got things outside of your power that you just uh you know you don't got hold of. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Mary Johnson said, I saw a protest and I only saw a Black American United States woman being arrested. Go figure. This is the country that we live in. That is true. That is true. And that is the image that you see directly in front of you here. That is the image. So yeah. I think, let me try to catch up to, we got Glass sitting up there with the crying emoji in here. We got Tippy talking about highlight my comment. Word. I did highlight your comment, Tippy. You said don't hold that in. Tippy, I'm actually smiling right now, so I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Ty was like, Seji, just go stub your toe and use that excuse. Yo, that was a little bit loud. My bad. That was my coffee mug. This man right here. Let me tell you something. We got D said no problem, Seji. What was it? Tippy said Black Man Comfort Zone could be on a live stream. You set up, Seji, ease their minds and get the stress out. I mean, that's a good point. I think we had one of those before. I think we had a moment like that before, where we had a lot of the Black men, during that time, who were a part of the channel. They were just coming through and talking about different things and whatnot. Tippy said, I think Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is next month. It possibly is. Tippy said, no, you didn't. I did. And then you said the other. Look here, Tippy. I be highlighting comments. This woman here, let me tell you, you be swearing to life. Tippy is sitting up there, a coordinator in the background. It's like, yo, highlight this, do this, right now. and the crazy part is, because like I said, I've a lot of people, some of the people who have been here long enough, been able to hear like Tippy's voice, and I can hear her voice whenever Tippy or some of the other mods talk. I literally can hear their voice as they happen to type out stuff. It's like I said, it's hilarious. That's why I laugh a lot of times when I see people writing stuff, because I'm reading it in their voice. It's crazy. It's insane. It might sound crazy, but I don't know. I guess it's just me. Eternal said, LOL, you can't see tears in the rain. Yo, that's well, no. You know what the funny part is? You are correct, but also I want to say the tears are heavier. They weigh differently because of the salt content versus water. So it's like you might not be able to see them, but it's like you can, technically see them in a sense. You know, Tippy said, I can't stand my voice. Wow, that's diabolical. It's diabolical. There's nothing wrong with your voice, Tippy. Nothing wrong with your voice. Nothing wrong with your voice at all. Ty said, except for me. Wait, haven't I heard that before? I'm trying to figure out. You might be correct. You might be correct. Because I'm trying to figure out if you have pulled up to any of the live streams where we had people talk or whatnot. I don't know, but it'll happen at some point. It's going to happen at some point. Tippy said, "Why do tears taste like salt water?" That's because tears have a salty content directly to it. Ty says, "Seji going to take a shower and be like, I ain't crying. Water is just wet." Sam said, "You could cry on Towerborn when we play. I keep dying and I want to cry." Yo, it's hilarious stuff. But yeah, Ty, me, Officer Haku, and Sham, we be playing on Towerborn. So yeah, whenever you happen to play, we're pretty much on there, daily. At least most of the time. So yeah, whenever you got the time, we're usually up there, or at least I'll be up there, so I can probably swap from either Xbox to PC or PC to Xbox. Which one, whichever, and do stuff like that. So yeah. Yep. That is where we at, and also much love, respect, and appreciation. What did Ty say? Ty was like, "I know I be here being lonely." Yo, man, you ain't never alone. Wait, you talking about on Steam, or you talking about like during the actual like the live streams? Ty be like school, we're looking for SpongeBob and Patrick having fun. No, like I said, like we got you. Like I said before, if you need to, me and Shan, we've been through a lot of fights in Towerborn, like getting like just slapped up. So yeah, we can sit up there and help you get directly up there. You got to go through the I guess you could say like the prologue or the trial first before we can actually invite you in. Sham just got to like level 4, so in order to get through certain things, you gotta defeat certain bosses or challenges that they got in order to up your level and stuff. So yeah, we got you. We got you. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You said I know I just bought it. Yeah. So yeah, we got you. Like I said, can sit up there and jump directly up there. Ty was like, it won't take me long. Yeah, let me tell you something, Ty. I was playing this, I want to say since about like 2023. Um, yeah, those one hits and stuff that happens, even if you have like my gear score is directly up there, but I'm technically playing more as like an assassin. When those enemies hit you, they'll give you a love tap to let you know that this ain't really what you want. And then you be like, nah, I can sit up there and take this. Let me give you this quick combo. And then they get some invincibility frames and then slap you 2 times. And now you're on the ground looking for pennies and quarters. Yeah, that's what it be like. Yeah. Yep. It'd be tough. It'd be real tough. Ty's like, yeah, I done sat up there and beat and played through Risk of Rain. Towerborn, this ain't nothing. It's a breeze. All right, Ty. All right, brother. All right, we want to see. We are going to see. Tippy said I had a horrible time on dodgeball. Oh, you was talking about the knockout dodgeball game that we were playing. It was like me, you, K5, Trills, and a few others where we were sitting up there playing that on PlayStation. Yeah. Sham said I keep stealing stuff from Ty, like a white woman in Risk of Rain too. Yo, that's crazy. That is crazy. Tippy says, Seji, will you get hit if you play a trailer from a movie that's not out yet? I would not, but the problem that would happen is some of those companies, they might try to, do like a claim on it or something. because I've tried to do trailer videos. Let's say I wanted to do a review of a Superman animated film that I literally bought and paid for, and I wanted to do my review directly on the film. Warner Brothers literally hit me with a claim, and I'm like, dog, I'm doing a review and I'm literally talking over the footage. I'm using it for background. And it's chopped up. It's not like it's the whole film or anything like that. And I had to wait for a while for them to like release that just so I can do it. Like I said, I still got a claim on Tekken 6. And this is from like what 2009. This is like from the Obama era. Where I got it should be, I'm sorry, it should be like Tekken 5. Tekken 5 or 6, whatever, playing with Jack 6. Bandai Namco still got a copyright directly on that video, and I'm in training mode doing combos. Like it's like I said, it's crazy work out here. If I was a different type of content creator of a different, look, it'd be a little bit different. It would be, would be a little bit different, but it'd be like that. So we got to do things, a little bit differently. Ty said, "Let me get my money back." This man right here. I told you we'll sit up there. I told you we'll sit up there and run through that and help you and stuff like that. You got 4 different classes that you can pull through and roll with. Yo, what's up, Hack? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? Oh yeah, Sham do be having problems with the animals, in her house, be like walking over keyboards and pulling on cables and cords. Yeah, it'd be crazy. What was it? Tippy said, "Yeah, that sucks." Yeah. Ash said, "Would you please donate a living room table and a fridge to the poor African me? I'll send you a picture in my Discord." Oh, that's crazy. Yo, that is crazy. Hack said, "Nothing. I am chilling." And Tippy said, "Do a gaming stream." Tippy, that has to be specifically set up. And we still working on that. Still working on, the specifics on that. I mean, shout out to Tippy because she has caught the gaming live stream on the gaming channel before. I think you caught it or you caught it after it was already up there. So yeah, it's like that. But yeah, wait, Ty said, "Man, after that, you saw that one hit in Risk of Rain, and I ain't trying to deal with that. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. Trust me, I'm at level 5 right now. I'm at level 5 on I'm a danger level 5 on Towerborn. So, like I said, I recommend the game. For anybody directly out there that's looking for a game to play with family and friends and stuff like that, I would recommend Towerborn. It is a pretty affordable game, especially dealing with this economy. You want to sit through and play with your kids and stuff like that, and just be able to order some pizza and whatnot. Towerborn will be that game. I would highly 100% recommend, people go out there and play the game. Or if you want to, chill and play by yourself, Towerborn. If you want to play with a group of friends on Discord or on Steam or an Xbox, Towerborn. I highly recommend it. It's a very fun game. And there's going to be some funny stuff happening directly in there. I promise you. Tippy said, "Play a jump scare game." We don't got those, Tippy. We don't got those. Sham said that one hit be hurting. I felt my soul crush when that boss took us all out. Oh yeah. It'd be crazy. Ty says, "Seji, I don't trust you. I seen how you play Remnant." First of all, I beat both Remnant and Remnant 2. So irregardless, let me just highlight Ty real quick. So irregardless of how Ty feels about my play on Remnant, I'm more of an aggressive player. I'm not sure about other gamers or if people might casually game. I'm more of an aggressive player. So I'm more so of a go out there and see and find out and then learn versus creeping around corners. That's pretty much how I play because I'm like, yo, I got my build. I'm about to fry anything that steps in front of me. That's the type of confidence that I have, even if I might not have everything that I need for that build. So yeah, Ty has seen me on record die a lot of times on Remnant, but I beat that solo by myself, solo dolo. So yeah, we got that. Sham said, nah, Seji. Seji be making fun of me in Towerborn. I'm snitching today. He been calling me a hacker and all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, that's bars. I stand 10 toes down on Sham being a hacker because she is a PC player. So yeah, that's just a type of gamer joke because a lot of the hackers come directly from PC. and I like console more. So yeah, I be calling Sham all types of hackers, cause stuff be magically showing up that I ain't never seen in the game before, and magically she gets it. I'm like, yeah, nah, you got some hacks. I'm telling Microsoft report. No, I'm playing. But yeah. Ty said with over 5K deaths. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Gail said, peace and love, Seji and family. Much love, respect, and appreciation, Gail. Thank you for being here every single day and being a moderator on the channel. Much love, much love. Ty said, you be out here sounding like Fred from SpongeBob, talking about my legs. Hey, it be tough out here, man. Ankles be broke. It be, let me tell you, I be either in a wheelchair or I'm on stilts. Something be happening, but we're gonna make it. Hook or crook, we're gonna make it directly through that game. Sham said, no, he be mad because he be dying and I'm still alive. I mean, not exactly. Not exactly. Because in Towerborn, I be making it. I don't know what Sham be doing, but I be making it out here in these Towerborn streets. It's a little bit different. Risk of Rain is a little bit different. I don't know what be happening. My build is pretty much credible. It works, and then something just happens. But Sham plays with a healer, so it's to be expected. So, Tippy said, "Peace, love." Wait. Peace, love, and soul. Fried fish and lemonade. What? I mean, well, lemonade. I mean, that actually does sound pretty good. Actually, getting some fried fish and lemonade that does sound pretty good. Actually, just to let that be, it does sound pretty good. Tippy said, peace and love, soul and hot grits and ham hocks. What's going on, Tippy? Rabbit said, Seji, I sent it. Please show it. Por favor. Hack said, meme posting in your Discord. Seji, post it. Hopefully this don't cut anything out because I got to start up Discord and it might take me a minute. Also, shout out to anybody that's in the Discord, either if you show up there here and there and different things of that nature. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, much love. Well, Tippy, you can actually roll up to the Discord and look at it because I'm trying to load it at this moment, and it's still taking a minute. Okay, there we go. Let me see here. Oh, what was that? Ty just said that. I mean, Ty Hack said that. His complaint: former Appleton teacher and student. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be a story right there. And we got another one. We got Republican lawmaker. Oh, I think I did pass by that. I think I did see that. This man said this. Oh man, this man talking about some Tokyo Drift. Word. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, that is crazy. That is crazy. Let me let me go to the Discord real quick. Let me see. Let's see. I think I got to go to general chat. What was that? Alibaba. That actually looked pretty cold. That don't look too bad. Wait, let me show y'all what Rabbit posted. Hold on, let me see. How do okay, I got a save image, right? And do that. So this is this is what Rabbit posted. Hold on, let me put this up there. Like this actually looks pretty dope. Is that like a refrigerator? So wait. So so let me get this straight. So this is like a table refrigerator that they got for a living room. That's actually that's ingenious. I want to say that this is something, I don't know who built this, but they built this for guys. Let me tell you, let me have a large enough living room setup. I would have something like that where snacks, and this is the most ingenious. This is godlike. This is beautiful. That is beautiful. Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, I would have that directly in my living room if it was large enough. I would have that there. That is beautiful. Like, just imagine having, for any guys, right? Or even some of the girls, right? Just imagine like game day where you're watching like football, or for Tippy, she's, watching the tribal chief on SmackDown or whatnot. And you got your snacks directly there, just chilling. Like you already loaded up the day before, you might have went grocery shopping real quick, and you loaded up and you got all this. Like you could put condiments in there to sit up there and make a sandwich. Like all you need is a plate and to bring the bread directly to the table, and there you go. You already got the condiments there. You got the drinks on the smaller drawer and everything. Oh, that's ingenious. Oh my goodness, that is ingenious. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Tippy said, "Who posted Alibaba?" That was Rabbit. That was Rabbit. Sham said, "I gotta go out and do some gardening. I'll be back before sundown." All right, all right. I'll probably be on Towerborn farming and stuff like that. Tippy said that looks really cool. Yeah. Hack said it looks sick. Yeah. Tippy said, "Does it come in pink?" I am not sure. Sham said, "I'm getting one." Tippy said, "I want a pink ice maker." You know what the funny thing is? I've seen a pink ice maker. I've seen that. Tippy said, "Does it get really cold?" I'm pretty sure it does. Like, of course, you're gonna leave it. Of course, clean. I said cleased. You're gonna leave it, closed up and stuff. I'm pretty sure it does. Hack said root beer and hot pockets. Oh yeah. Yeah, you got like a little, and then on the table you could probably have like a portable like heater or something like that. Yeah. I can see that. Rabbit said, "Thanks at Hack. I got good taste. I knew people would like it." Oh yeah. That's dope. Rabbit said, "Yo, Sham, if you get one, I'm chilling at your place." Dark said, "I seen those tables. I would like to buy one." Yeah, same here. Like I said, as a guy, as a gamer, oh yes, this would be something that I would have. Like I said, this is for like a man cave. Sham said it's on Amazon, so I'm getting it. Rabbit said at SEIJIHITO, the table also serves as a wireless charger. Ooh, that is crazy. If that could charge my controllers, oh my god. I don't got the space for it though, so I wouldn't have room to actually put it. It would actually take up too much space. So yeah. Yeah. Radio said, "I'm going to send my uncle this." Tippy said, "Wait, where's the handles to open it?" You probably open it from like the sides or something like that, underneath or on the sides. That's probably what you do. Radio said, "Drop the link." Wait, can we actually? So we don't. Okay, yeah. So at radio, they said it's on Alibaba Express or AliExpress and Amazon. Where did I gotta go back to Discord. I would technically. Oh, that was just the picture. So for what was it? Who was that? Dark that I was responding to? No, that was radio. They call it a factory luxury modern fridge table. Oh, okay. So on Amazon, okay. So let me just post that. So on Amazon, Sham said that it's called a smart coffee table. So for radio, if you look that up, you should be able to spot it. Directly up there, and also for anybody else. And again, we don't get kickbacks or anything like that for putting these products out there. One of these days that will happen though, but it's not happening during this live stream. So I'm just putting that, just putting it out there just in case somebody might think that, yo, you're sitting up there, telling people to buy this, you're getting kicked. Nah, if I was, I'd sit up there and tell you. Like I said, I'll be honest. If I had a link where I was able to get like $5 off of the sale, I'm going to sit up there and let you know that, hey, this link is supporting the channel, and I'm putting this directly out there. So if you want to go through this link and buy it, it helps out. Like I said, I ain't gonna sit up there and lie. I'm going to sit up there and tell you straightforward. I'm not going to sit up there and mislead you. So Ty said it is a Live Tab smart coffee table. Gotcha. So yeah, that's pretty dope though. That is a cold table. One of these days in the future, once get like a big enough place, I will remind myself to get one of those tables. Or if I happen to have like a large enough room, oh yeah, I'm going to get one of those tables. Oh, best believe I'm going to have one of those tables sitting directly chilling. It's going to be chilling. It's going to be dope. Tippy said, so it's a fridge table. Yeah. Sham said it comes in a end table size too. Oh, that is dope. Let me actually go to Amazon. Now y'all got me going to Amazon. Hold on, let me go to Amazon. All right, let me see. Now I gotta go back to the stream, and y'all said that it was called uh smart coffee table. So let me look that up. Smart coffee table. Oh, yo, these tables look great. Word? Yo, they got one of them bad boys with. I'm not even a wine drinker, and I'm like, that looks dope. Woo, that smart table right there. That bad boy has large. Oh my goodness. See, I'm a tech guy, so this would be the type of stuff that I would spend money directly on. This would be the type of thing that I would spend money directly on. This is, like I said, this is genius. And then some of them, they got like the setup on they got the USB and the ports directly on the side and everything. Oh my goodness. Then I see an LED gamer coffee table as well too. Ooh, that looks nice. That looks nice. Man, if only I had the space. Yo, if only I had the space, let me tell you, I would try to sit up there and check that out. Yeah, wait, you said does it come with a freezer? I think it's just like a refrigeration, type of unit. It's not really like a freeze unit. But yeah, it looks nice. It looks dope. Smart coffee table with a fridge. Okay, so they do have one with a fridge. Yo, okay, so that's the tippy. So they do have a fridge one too. And Sham said it comes with speakers as well. Radio said football season is around the corner and NBA playoffs. Like I said, like this is something for like a man cave right here where you just got everything that you need. You only got to walk to the refrigerator. All you got to do is like if you need to go to the bathroom, bam, you right back at the table watching the game. Dope. Radio said it's $8.99. Yeah. I mean, that's not bad. It ain't bad. Tippy said I should send you something on Instagram, but you never watch the videos I send you. I do. Y'all never respond to the messages I send. How about that one, Tippy? Sham said 150 pounds, though I'm gonna have to hire someone to bring it in the house. I ain't carrying it. Yeah. It's gonna be heavy. Caveman said that's tough. Yeah, it is. It is. Like I said, if you got a man cave or something like that, I would highly recommend this table. I would highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Radio said definitely got to save up for one. Yeah, you can save. You can let's say like if you like $100 like per month throughout a year. Yeah, you'll sit up there and be able to do that real quick. Just stack $100. Like I said, you don't got to buy it. Right now, just $100 if possible. Over the months, and you'll have it before New Year's. Caveman said it's nice. Yeah, it is. It is. It's real dope. Real dope. Tippy was like $8.99, so $9 is cool. Nah. Tippy $8.99, $899. Radio said, yeah, it's right up. Different colors also. Yeah, got those LEDs and everything. Yeah. Rabbit said I'm itching to buy one in Flex. Hey, it be like that. Like I said, if you happen to, got the money to sit up there and do it, everybody, should have it. And I put it to you, dealing with like sort of like the self-care thing, like I was talking about earlier. If at a moment in time, like every once or a few times of the year, you got the money to splurge on yourself to like really say like, yo, this is to me. I love myself, and go out there and do it. So it may be food, it may be some clothes, maybe taking yourself out to get something to eat or whatnot or whatever. Take yourself out on a trip. Go out there and do that. Because if you don't do it, who else is going to do it? Right. So that whole mental awareness thing and taking care of yourself and making sure that you self-care, self-love, very important. Very important. Tippy said, wait, what's the measurements? You would have to, Tippy, if you don't take yourself to Amazon and look at this right now, I am not Bob the Builder. One of them is 27 by 8. Right, the one that's 8.99 is 27 by 8. So, they got one in all white. They got one in black. So okay, so they got a light and they got one in brown too. I mean, technically a wood frame ain't bad. Like I do like wood frame. I like metal. Uh, a glass or glossy type of appearance, on those things too. So yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope, pretty awesome. Sham said the large one is 51 inches. Yo, Lotus, what is up? What is up? What is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation. He said, Peace said you big facts, played hooky from paperwork and went to see the play Dream Girls LOL. Yeah, that's like I said, that's what you got to do. That is what you got to do. Because if ain't nobody gonna love you and take care of you and do that, you gotta make sure to do it for yourself. Tippy said, I'm trying to help you out. You don't want a small one. You see the picture, but that could be false advertising. Any which way it goes, like the thing is still nice. It is still nice. Tippy said, I'm trying to help you out. Lotus said, self-care, yeah, that's bars. Sham said you can also put in payments of $53 a month for those who need to pay it off like that. Yeah. Like I said, I like affordable. I like, when you can actually do affordable type of things like that. It's pretty dope. Lotus said love bars. D said I'm on eBay, and you said I'm an eBay guy. eBay, just about everything is shipping free. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. That is bars. But you also got to be very wary of some of the sellers out there trying to, pull one over on people. Rabbit said, Black people got a lot of engineers in the community. We got to make our own Amazon or AliExpress where we can sell our products. I mean, yeah, but you also got to have a large enough like warehouse and area to do that. And it's like, the funniest thing is I wish we had a area where we don't have to really worry about weather. Cause like down south gets hit by, you might, have some tornadoes, you got fires, you got hurricanes, like you got stuff like that can mess up a lot of distribution centers, which happens from time to time throughout the years. It's like it would have to be in an area where everything is moderate, where there's not really much of anything in a sense happening or going down, but also somewhere where it is pleasant and it's fine enough where, Black people will be good, being there working and going to and from. So, a lot of stuff. Tippy says, so it has layaway bars. Lotus said, we have one, saw it on Brother Phil's channel, but forgot the name. My fault. I mean, the only warehouse that I know of I think it's We Buy Black. And I think I covered them before, I think some years ago, 2-3, years ago on one of the live streams and everything like that. So Sham said, I'm getting it like the black one. I believe it. So Sham, when you happen to get that, you gotta send us like a picture or do like a small little video of it, and I'll sit up there, I'll post it. I will post it. I'll do the voiceover for you or something like that, because I know how you're gonna get, but like, yo, my voice. So I could do the voiceover or something, or I could do like an AI voice for you. So yeah, I can do that. Tippy said, does it have LED lights at the bottom? No, they got other ones up there that got LED lights. If you happen to look for those, they do got those up there. But yeah. That's so yeah, now we sitting up there and turn into a whole stream talking about true Americans and giving gratitude and thanks and value to supporters, to now we are shopping on Amazon. Like I said, that's why I love live streams. Stuff like this always happens. Sham said LOL. Yo, RR, what is up? What is up? What is up? You said hi, Seji in chat. Is that a mini fridge? Yeah, it is. It is. Rabbit actually sent it in the Discord, And I decided wanted me to show it off on the live stream. I'm like, yo, this is actually pretty dope. Like I said, I'm a tech guy, so I like stuff like this. And a lot of other people directly in the stream, concurred, agreed directly on that as well. So, I'm trying to figure out what is going on right here, because that's a little bit weird. Uh why is it doing that? That's a little bit weird. Like, okay, so on my end, every so often, when I happen to do a live stream with you guys, I can, look at the comments, and sometimes on my end, when I'm looking at the comments, there's a space that will happen in between the comments that you guys write. Okay, maybe let me see. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. Okay, so maybe I guess that was just like the YouTube notification thing. I guess that's what that was. On why it showed up like that on my end. Because I'm like, why is that large gap there? Let me see. Where is Tippy's comment? Let me see. Oh, okay. I think Tippy is talking from the other side. Okay. I gotcha. I think that's how that happened. RY said, is there a link for it? We don't have, well, I don't have, well, technically I could throw a link up there, but wait, that specific one is a little bit different. Wait, let me see. I'm not like signed in or anything, right? Do they got a link at the bottom that I can just click on? Usually I got one of those, right? Try to find it real quick. Let's see what we got. They don't just got like a link for it? Why? How is it possible that out of all of the times, like, what if we wanted to like link this? And it's like, oddly enough, it's like they just don't have it. I mean, looking at some of the reviews are pretty good. It has more 5 and 4-star reviews than anything else. You got 9% of people gave it a 2-star review. I would actually have to sign in order to read those two, so I can't even do it. Let me go back. Sham said, got room for it. Tippy said, am I the only one on this account? You might be, Tippy. So you might have to go to the other side. You might have to go to the other. Might have to go to the other side. Tippy talking about, can you look up the pink cross body bags? No, Tippy, that is for women. I'm not looking that up. You're not about to do that to me. Not looking that up. Let me see something real quick. Let me see. Really, Tippy? You want me to sit up there and look? Tippy, word. And that's exactly why it's nothing but girl purses. Tippy, no. So I did look it up. I just didn't put it on stream. Tippy start laughing. Yeah. Sham said Tippy shopping through other people's accounts. Yeah, she is. Radio said match with my stuff. Radio said the brown one. RY said, can I have a link in Discord? I don't think I'm in. Wait. You said, can I have a link to the Discord? I don't think I got it. Where is, I know it was on one of my pages, but let me see. It's been a while since I did this. How do I get you a link to this Discord? Let me see. It's the threads. I think, is this it? Let's see. That's the directory. Okay, there we go. So it'll just go out to like both accounts. So that's the link to the Discord. So there you go, right there. It's sent out to both sides. So I'm not sure specifically which one you know you're doing, but we got you. We got you. We got you. Let me see. Oh, I said thanks, Sedgy. No problem, no problem. I got you. Sham said I got a floral purse yesterday. It was like teal and white. It's nice. They have a matching body part. Lord have mercy. Now it's just turned into like a whole shop. Now we're in QVC territory right now. We are now in QVC territory. This is crazy at this moment in time. This is insane. But again, you know, like I said, I love live streams. I love live streams. Love live streams. Like I said, much love to y'all. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And again, major love and shout out to any and all who have donated, saw a way to donate through to the channel, either by way of becoming a member. Shout out to any and all members. Shout out to all of my moderators that have been here since time first began. Shout out to any Patreon members, the mighty and the few of us that are currently there at the moment in time. Shout out to anybody who has just simply been here, donated by any means necessary or whatever. Like, much love to y'all. I am forever indebted directly to you guys for everything, you know, that you do. It don't matter what the size of the donation is. You decided to see your way to do it, and you did that. You did that. So again, much love, respect, and appreciation. Oh, I said this channel will be. Oh, let me let me highlight down real quick. Oh, I said this channel will be renamed Seji's Home Shopping Network. Yeah, probably will. I might have to get that on the shirt. I might have to get that on the shirt and a hat one of these days. Tibby said I haven't been on Amazon in a long time. Yo, you need to get on Amazon. I've been on, got some Amazon stuff going, here and there and whatnot. Stuff got to be ordered, gotta make stuff and everything like that. So, Sham said, okay, I will see y'all later. Stay safe and don't forget to stack up on dry foods come June. Those markets are going to be bare and it's going to be hard to find food. So this is just a warning. So, just gonna put that directly out there for any and everybody. Let me just put that on a solo screen right there. So again, that is just a warning. This is also harping back to something that I mentioned when it dealt with the food industry before in a video that I did. That was probably about like 30 or 45 minutes when it dealt with a lot of factories and closures, like over 100 that was happening within roughly 1 year time span. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on. People need to stay aware, pay very close attention, and be safe. Be safe directly out there. So again, that is it. Shout out to all 55 that are currently on this side of the channel and the stream. I'm trying to sit up there and see something real quick before I dip, because I want to make sure to give some shout outs to those who are currently watching streams. Whoops, I went to the wrong number right there. I was meant to go here. Shout out to the shout out also to the 9 on the other side of the channel. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Again, shout out to any and all of you guys for everything that you guys do, and for being here with me through all of this. Shout out to getting us directly to 40K on the SEIJIHITO The Second Coming. And after this live stream, I will have a video loaded up for you. So again, anything that you may have seen in a longer form content, because we've been running this live stream for about 3 hours and 30 minutes, you'll be able to catch that in a shorter video that's about close to 15 minutes. So you can peruse that as you would like. So again, much love, respect, and appreciation to every and anybody. Thank you guys for being here, and I will catch you guys in the next video and live stream. Peace out. You're free. You are free.